Here we go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagadtastic stream. It is I, your friend, the one, the only Z, a single God, Zagad, and I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, noon, night, evening, whatever time it is for you today. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. We are joined with Andrew AKA
Yo mama!
Yes, he is your mother now. You must listen to your mother, or he shall spanketh you.
Stop playing video games and go help in the kitchen, young man.
Yes, that is what you must do. You've heard him.
Yes, otherwise I'll kill you.
Hello, FBI.
By the way, after I finish the fucking 4 things I'm working on right now, there might be an Immortals Phoenix Rising review in the future.
There might be, but there won't be.
It's something people ask for a lot, and I told you I played some more of it, and I'm like, you know, there's a lot I could say about this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's really great, and sometimes it makes me want to scream. Like the Percy Jackson show. Alright, so we just retook Castle Canada and saved Lord Shimura. A lot of yas.
Yeah.
You have your
Mother.
You don't need me.
I need every ally I can trust.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, but Yuna wants to start a new life with her brother. You know, she and her brother want to get married and have little babies together.
That's very Japanese.
Little Takeyunas. Little Tanas.
Apparently all I was supposed to do is just run to those stairs.
Yeah,
Done.
you gotta go up the stairs. That's work, man. That's real
I have
work.
the power of that.
So, Shane, this story or Neo's story?
Well, you see, Neo had such a thrilling political intrigue into it that makes me want to pick this story because it's actually good.
Okay, that's a pretty fire outfit that he's wearing, honestly.
Looks like a fucking general.
Right, yeah, and he is, I think,
Yeah.
right? Like, well, he's not the Shogun, but I think he's a Jito or something. I don't know the exact. Well, he's a lord. Well, they're all lords. I don't know, he's something Japanese.
He's also the highest ranking person right now on Tsushima, so.
Yeah.
Impulsive. Without honor.
I did what I had to.
Says, I heard what you've been doing.
I know, Jin.
See, I like that.
And I will be forever in your debt.
Like, he's still grateful, even though he strayed from the path.
Down this path. All of Tsushima looks to us for guidance. We must save our home together.
Sometimes the only way to save it, though, is to...
What about Yuna? She saved my life and helped free you. All she wants.
I like how we don't see his face.
Yeah.
This wonderful facial act.
Who the hell are you?
When the sea
According to the creators of the Halo TV show, this won't fly.
Thank you, Uncle.
I mean, it definitely does take away a bit with for some characters,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean you can't
But
do
a
it.
character like Master Chief
Yeah.
is more interesting because he's wearing the helmet.
Yeah, it's like Mandalorian.
Just like the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and you can have Mandalorians who don't wear the helmet. Which one are my allies? No, that guy.
Isn't technically everyone here an ally? Nope, some of these guys hate your guys.
They're like, that fucking guy. He wears a hat.
Yeah,
He's better than me.
But I like that Jin's uncle knows what he's been doing, but doesn't like immediately like say get away from me or anything like that. He still loves him. He's still like, and he's like, I know you did what you had to do. I'd like you to stop now, please.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, Ishikawa.
Not well yesterday.
Your bow made that easier, Sensei. Any news on your fallen
Oh, were you there, Ishikawa? I didn't see you.
He was in the back line, archering, you know?
Yeah.
He said it's archering time.
And then he archeried all over everybody.
I will find you there, Sensei. You have
Hey, Lily. Hey, Toko.
You can move it a little.
Hey, Pat Costello. Oh, Pat's in the Philippines. Nice.
He's always been. I believe he lives there. Ah.
Lady must
You're throwing off my groove.
My hunt continues.
You threw off the Emperor's screw. I love how that old man survives the fall, too.
Well, he lands in like a
take Lord Shimura's
thing.
castle.
Yeah, even though, like, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, he did the throw of faith.
You didn't say hi to Alpha.
Oh, is Alpha here?
Yeah, at the top.
Oh, he's at the top. I'm sorry, Alpha. I see how it is. I'm sorry, I didn't notice the message because it was like emojis.
Your blade deserves the best. Apologies. You don't have what
Look, Alpha, you don't need a greeting. You're the Alpha, alright? You should already, like, know that you are on top. In this case, you were literally on top.
Oh, you make
You
me
should get
shorter.
one of the upgrades the Scrapper has
I don't
available.
wanna.
You can't use those hides for anything else. You might as well buy it.
I don't wanna.
That's all right.
Unless you want to save up for the smoke bomb one, I guess.
There are all these arrows we have that I do not use.
Have you guys been? Well, I put out a certain video the other day that he edited.
And everybody rejoiced.
Everyone loved it. Right? Nobody got upset. I love April Fool's Day, and I love you guys. Just remember that.
Except when he doesn't.
Lord Shimura will grant you passage to the mainland after you help us retake his castle.
This isn't
This,
my
this,
fight,
you're not gonna stay here?
Everyone's fight. Prove your worth to Lord
He's got a
Shimura,
point, it is everyone's.
and he will reward you.
Yeah.
Now that I have freed Lord Shimura, I must put on a hat appropriate for a warrior.
For everything they're worth.
You know, what did you just say? Squeezing people for everything they're worth? Aren't you a thief? Don't you constantly steal from people?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect for a warrior.
Oh, it goes with what you're wearing. We also have Ryuzo's hat. It's called Betrayer's hat. Pretty cool, honestly. I really like this one. You're like, I'm a samurai again. Looks like we have an upgrade available for this one. Alright, so you're going full samurai. You gonna change the mouthpiece? Oh, we only have 3 mouthpieces. Interesting. Moustache!
I must ask you a question. Do you think you can survive my blade?
Yeah. The samurai armor has the best, like, defense stats, basically. Which makes sense.
Mount my horse. That's apparently the mission.
Mount my horse. Jin, what are you doing? I was told to mount the horse. Not like that, Jin. Not like that.
Wait for gates to open. Did not do that.
You're on it backwards. Turn around. But who are you talking to? You weren't that close.
Ride with Lord Shimura.
Mongols don't know about the old
Shimura.
Huh. The fools. They don't know about the old forest path. Right. Oh crap, they knew about the old forest path.
What sort of man is the Khan?
A clever beast, but I know his kind.
I know his kind. Fat.
He learned our language, kept you alive. What is he after?
He wanted me to aid his conquest of our mainland. Offered me wealth, power, wives.
He thought
But
you'd
I'm
turn
gay.
against your own people?
That's why I don't have a son.
That would make sense. And I actually lost my penis many years ago in the Battle of Cockfightia.
I know the lore says my son and my wife and son died, but the truth is I never had them. I just made that up for the sympathy points.
We can't
Talking
afford
about
to turn
Yuna.
away anyone willing to join our cause.
She has no stake in our victory, only her reward. The battles ahead will be difficult.
That's true for everyone.
I can rely on my people.
You have my full support. And
Reward
yours.
brings, victory brings reward to us all.
Also, Shimura, you were the one who said you wanted her to help retake the castle. If you don't want her to, just give her passage off the land now. You know.
Still fight for this land.
Pick a lane.
Yeah, he's just too honorable as his thing. It's like, oh, it should only be about victory for the nation.
Typical Asian driver can't pick a lane. Satire.
It's useful that there's only one.
Yes. Speculation about the next God of War DLC. Faye and Atreus.
I don't know if there will be a next DLC. Have they said anything?
There wasn't. Well, actually, I was about to say they didn't make DLC for the last game, but they technically already did for this game. But I don't think they're gonna make more.
They raided farms to the south.
I'd be happy to see more.
This is the Khan's revenge.
Unless there's actual news that there will be one, I don't see the point in speculating. It's just a waste of brain power, really.
See it done.
And besides, I already played God of War 6. You guys know what's coming. Get ready to battle Z2. And shoot your seed all over Tezcatlipoca.
And then he's into that.
It looks like Scar took over the Pride Lands here. Yeah, so now you've got some new enemy types. I think. Were these guys in the last area? I don't think they were. Yeah, so they're more powerful, they've got more
Damn it, I
armor.
was trying to be honorable.
Honorable by doing it all from the horse.
No, unhonorable, I said.
Oh, the term is dishonorable. If you're gonna be dishonorable, say it right. As Mike Wazowski would say.
Am I not allowed to attack this guy
No, you are. He was just blocking you.
while getting hit?
I don't know. People typically block while getting hit.
No, I mean, like, I was hitting his body and it... I don't know.
You might want to, like, use the lock on. I mean, is there a lock on in this? I don't remember. I never remember anything. I don't think you're going the right way.
No, that's his
You're like,
fault.
I'm deserting, Uncle. I've had enough. Hey, wait a minute! That was the right way. Fuck you!
He's like,
you stay behind me.
you must
where
be
you
3
belong."
paces behind me at all
You
times.
fucking asshole! Why did I have to come back just for you?
Oh, that's fucked. Damn, these guys quick fire.
Yeah. These archers fire 3 arrows in succession, typically.
Still can't block me, you bitch.
Yeah, well, they don't have anything to block with. It would be funny if they tried to block with their bow, and then, like, after, like, 2 hits or so, you cut right through their bow. Oh, there's some dogs.
Die, dog. Swine.
Doggos!
Die, swine.
Animal cruelty!
Exactly, it's cruel that dogs exist. We should delete them.
So you'd think the next DLC would be a prequel as to how Kratos and Faye met each other. Didn't someone say this in a previous stream? Maybe it was you. And Atreus and Loki. Look, I would be down to see how Kratos came to the Norselands. I think it would be really cool, but I don't think they're going to show that in a game. There might be another comic or something, hopefully better than Fallen God. I really didn't like Fallen God because it was so nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it basically nothing?
Yeah, like, it's nothing, and there's little hints of stuff that could have been cool. Like, Kratos meets Thoth for 2 seconds, and then he's just gone. It's like, well, what was the point of that? Are you guys gonna play Assassin's Creed Mirage? Help me understand why the main character has the power of Loki. What? I don't.
Wait, main character in what?
In Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is
I'll have to ask my
Middle
friend.
Eastern as far as I know.
I'll have to ask my friend, because they played it.
Okay. Sounds like Toko's enjoying Silent Hill 3. Nice. Cool. Hey, Paul. How you doing? Hey, boss. I'm gonna recommend some mythical Filipino shows if you want to watch them. Oh, please do. Yeah. I still need to watch that Brazilian show on Netflix, Invisible City. The show looks really cool. It's got, like, the headless mule and shit like that. I also think it has the dolphin that tries to seduce women.
You mean a dolphin?
I mean Zeus.
No, that's just a dolphin, Andy.
That is true, yeah. I think I know how this myth got started. Some dolphin was fucking some girl, and they went, ah, it's a mythical creature. And you know what? I don't even blame them for thinking that. What else are you supposed to deduce when you see that?
This is definitely new on his day.
Dolphin fucking my wife.
He seduced me. I couldn't do anything about it. Monster.
Thing is, in the myth, it's a pink dolphin. Are pink dolphins a thing?
I cannot answer that question, but I'm gonna say most likely no.
It's called either Boto Encantado or Boto Poderoso. Aja! Hey! It's gonna be so cool when we get to play God of War 6 and go to Japan, as I revealed in my video. Which is totally real. Oh, thanks for following Poofin with Fatson.
Speak with Lord Schumann.
Andrew, if you could make a Celtic character, which would you pick? Make one?
What do you mean by make one?
Yeah, what do you mean by make one? You mean like make it real? Or make an original one? Like, what do you mean by that?
And what would I be picking?
I think the obvious one would be... Oh, you mean like a movie around a Celtic figure. Okay, I gotcha. We already have a Headless Horseman movie, so even though that's one of my favorite Celtic characters, I guess I won't say that. I'm gonna say Knuckle-a-V. I want to see like a Knuckle-a-V horror film or some shit. I think that would be amazing. Or, you know what I think could also be cool? A movie from, like, the Headless Horseman's perspective. Like, not with him as, like, the villain, but just, like, following him in his duties as, like, a bounty hunter of the dead, and also just an escort of the dead. Like, as a bounty hunter when he's on his horse hunting people down, but as an escort when he's just driving his coach and, like, finding lost souls and bringing them to the underworld. I think that would be really cool.
To get off this island. So does Taka.
We're not finished yet. The lighthouse to rekindle its flame.
Lighthouse.
For the Mongols, our victory at Castle Canedo.
You can't rekindle the lighthouse's flame. The lighthouse's love life is just over. There's no flame left. You're gonna have to start humping that lighthouse to rekindle the flame. I think the obvious one would be Cuchulainn, but a horror movie where the characters are being chased by Dullahan. Oh, that's almost what I just said. Dullahan is the Headless Horseman.
We need more warriors.
I definitely would like a Knuckle-a-V one. Yeah. I want to know more about Knuckle-a-V.
Knuckle-a-V is such untapped potential. It's such a fucked up creature, and I really like it.
It's also one of the more popular ones, I would say, in Scotland.
Its weakness is water, I believe. So I made a joke once. I was like, bring a super soaker to Scotland.
I put down the Yarikawa rebellion. Its people have no love for me.
So she's saying you should ally with Yarikawa.
Is that where you learn to steal?
Yuna has great admiration for you, Lord Shimura. She can convince her people to fight under your banner.
Very well. Help Lord Sakai raise this army, and you will be on the first transport to the mainland.
With my brother.
Wait for me in Old Yarikawa.
So Yarikawa is a town that rebelled, and Lord Shimura stopped the rebellion, so naturally they do not like him. But like she's saying now, you know, obviously they should hate the Mongols more with you're going the wrong way, with everything they're doing, so maybe we can get Yarikawa to ally with us. Because none of the Yarikawan warriors died because they weren't at the Battle of Komada Beach, so there's a lot of capable warriors there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you coming, Uncle, or am I the only one who's climbing up?
Am I leading this time? Are you gonna fucking let me?
3 paces behind, as I said, god damn it.
Ooh, shame they're teaching you how to light a lighthouse like we didn't already do it a few Ah, the lighthouse is horny again. We rekindled the flame.
Oh yeah, baby, you want that? You like that fire?
Yeah, it's time to make some light huts, if you know what I'm saying.
I hope the Khan sees this.
He will.
We will take back your castle.
Khan looks over. What the fuck?
Destroy the Mongols. As honorable samurai. Return
That
home
means
to favor
no
father's
more
honor.
ghost things.
Recruit the peasants of Yarikawa. I will petition the Shogun for reinforcements.
How we get a message to the mainland?
I have unsavory friends of my own. A pirate named Goro in Omugi Cove owes me.
Goro!
If he's alive.
Goro. He fought in the Mortal Kombat tournament. We could use his aid.
Turns out it's actually a short guy who only has one arm instead of 4.
Ah, damn it, wrong one.
Travel safely.
Never mind, Jin. Get Kintaro.
I have a feeling.
Moustache.
Mustache. 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 Mustache.
A warrior.
You have a feeling of what?
It's gonna end with him being like, your allies are not good enough because they're not true samurai, and we're gonna have a clash of wills.
I think the only ally Jin has who isn't a samurai is Yuna. Like, Ishikawa and Lady Masako are both samurai.
Well, I don't think you can be a female samurai, but she was married to one.
Well, I think...
She's honorable enough because
yeah,
she was the wife
yeah,
of a
but
samurai.
I think Lord Shimura has a lot of respect for Lady Masako,
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm...
Yeah. And it sounded from how Lady Masako described, you know, her family being attacked, it sounded like the women in her family even knew how to fight. She said the women tried to fight them off, but failed.
What am I supposed to be doing?
You're supposed to, there's a warrior monk prisoner here, you're supposed to go see him. There he is. Warrior monks were a thing.
Yep.
My thanks to you and your companions.
That's where we get the monk class in Dungeons and Dragons.
I like we've got a chubby ally now.
Our warrior monks rode south to fight the Mongols after we heard about Komoda. But our journey ended here.
I'm sorry. What happened?
You look pretty good in that armor.
Ambushed, taken captive, shoved into a covered pit. No food. So dark I couldn't see
Well,
my
you
hands
clearly
or
didn't
my
need that
face.
much. I'm so mean.
You like that Disney executive who was like, our guests could use to lose a few less, have a few less pounds for their waistline.
God.
Burning.
I had to eat the other prisoners to survive, my lord.
3 left when they took my brother, Enjo.
Enjo.
His brother.
I'm sorry, he's gone.
So yeah, his brother was a legendary warrior monk and was killed in this invasion.
What's your name?
Norio.
I, however, am not a legendary warrior monk. In fact, I'm only a war monk.
yeah.
I don't have the warrior part.
This is
Yeah,
my
like his
hands
brother was
full.
known as the Guardian.
6 men.
I promised it holds double that.
Walk with me, Norio.
So that's the
I want
hole
to
he
show you
was in.
something. You rode from Toyotama. What was it like?
Kuji Temple was spared.
You're gonna give me motion sickness if you keep that shit up. I'm gonna read the chat.
The cove still stands.
Let's stop here.
There's a show called Incantadia. I'm just gonna read this to myself.
Now that Lord Shimura is free, he can lead us. to
Interesting.
victory. I hope you join our fight.
Alias Robin Hood.
The monks of Cedar Temple can help. They're all within a day's ride. Support them, and we'll sweep the Mongols back into the ocean.
We will avenge your brother, Norio.
Oh.
All the monks who died here.
I don't seek revenge,
Ooh.
but I will fight for peace.
I'm just gonna take a picture of these Filipino shows.
Beautiful here. You can't steal that.
A New Horizon, Zero Dawn.
Finally started reading Percy Jackson and the Kane Chronicles series. I'd recommend finishing Percy before starting. Actually, it doesn't really matter.
Well, I think Kane Chronicles does take place after.
It does take place after, but they don't cross over until like the
side
events
stories.
of Heroes of Olympus. So,
Well, it's before the events of Heroes of
no,
Olympus.
it takes place during the events of Heroes of Olympus. Yeah, you know because Percy at one point thinks Carter is an escaped soul from Tartarus, and that's what's going on.
Oh,
during
right, I forgot about
Heroes
that.
of Olympus. Or something.
And it takes place after the Kane Chronicles.
Yeah, we
I wish
know
he-
that for sure.
Done more with the Kane Chronicles, but anything that isn't...
I think he will do more. I honestly think Rick is building towards some Avengers shit with his characters.
Is he in his most recent books?
The amount of hints and connections he's given them all really seems like that's what he's building towards. Like with Magnus literally being Annabeth's cousin. Like, yeah. And,
Oh, is this a new thing?
And Percy and Carter are like have each other's contact info, and so do Annabeth and Sadie. So, yeah. Sorry, little light spoiler there that those
we're
characters
already here.
meet. But if you've seen the book series lineup, you already know that they do.
What's our current mission?
But yeah, just I don't know. So you have a couple current missions. Oh yeah, you've got several missions. One is to go recruit the Yarikawa former rebels. Another is to get your father's armor. And it's a really good set of armor. So when I got to this point of the game, I just went for the armor first.
Got it. So I'm gonna avoid that at all costs.
Okay. It increases like your damage, oh, hey, check it out.
My favorite thing.
It increases your damage, your defense, and also the number of people you can kill in a standoff. So that's pretty cool. I'm surprised you were able to do that. Shane, these are innocent bamboo.
Ah, fuck.
You're a monster. So yeah, good. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying Percy Jackson, Abbas. Pink dolphins are real, but they live in the Amazon, freshwater only. Okay, so that would that include Brazil? I don't know. Maybe. What are our favorite games? Okay, is yours still Mass Effect 3?
I mean, that was never my favorite game. It's just
Alright,
one of my favorite games.
It was in like your top 5 or something.
Yeah, my favorite game is a tie between Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
I knew Majora's Mask was up there. I didn't know if it was above or below Mass Effect. Alright, so there's his. Mine is probably always going to be Kingdom Hearts 2. I just connected so much with that game. It was such a great escape, and I just loved playing it so much. But I have some other favorites. I love Red Dead Redemption. This is one of my favorites. Jak 3. Also.
Jak 3 is really good.
Really great. Everything Jak 2 had plus more. That's how you do a sequel.
Ironically, the second sequel did not do that at all.
Yeah. No, The Lost Frontier, I don't know what was going on there.
No, I meant Jak 2 did not do that from Jak.
Well, Jak 2 technically had all the melee abilities from Jak 1, and technically took the eco and turned them into gun ammo, so you could make an argument.
One thing I love about Jak 2, by the way, is they never straight up say that the gun ammo is the eco from the first one.
I didn't know the first time I played the game that was all eco. I put that together years later.
Yeah. It's one of the great things that like you can learn about, but and it's not necessary, but it is a nice...
And it makes sense. The shotgun is red eco because eco is area of attack being stronger. The yellow, machine gun is, or not machine gun, the long distance gun is yellow eco because yellow eco would shoot long distance shots. The machine gun is blue eco because speed, and then the peacemaker is dark eco for obvious reasons. We need a light eco gun.
I feel like that would be OP because light eco is just fucking god. It's god mode.
Yeah.
I was so glad in the third one when they gave us light eco.
Yeah, light Jak. That was a really cool idea. I always really wanted them to make a sequel where Gaul and Maya get out of that
Yes,
silo,
I know.
and Jack tracks down the old sages again, or whoever the new sages would be at this point,
Or has to create new sages.
or yeah, you, like, just have it be that the world needs sages again, and Jack becomes the light sage, because I don't think there's ever been one.
He could become the light and the dark sage. Because he can use both.
Yeah, he can become... Yeah, actually, that's a great idea.
Those
Like,
are
have him
fox.
take, like, Gaul's place as the Dark Sage, and also have him be the Light Sage. You could just call him the Master of Eco or some shit.
Wait, is this the fuck?
Like, he's supposed to become Mar, also, which actually was a twist I didn't like at all. I was like, what the fuck? That complicates everything.
Well, I think it's not that he becomes Mar. You
think he's just named after Mar, maybe. But the weird thing is, like, that, like, at the end of Jak 3, with the way they say it, it sounds like he is supposed to be the Mar. Like, as Ashlyn says, like, he's the Mar, and I'm like, is he? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
There's a statue of Mar in his tomb. He looks nothing like Jack.
I mean, to be fair, they don't always make statues look exactly like the person.
I would have really preferred Mar just be his own character. Maybe, like, I don't know. You can have since time travel's already a thing in these games, you could have Jack go back and meet him at some point or something. Or you could have some reveal that Mar's still alive.
Yeah, that it bugs me less than it bugs you, but it is a little just like, oh, okay.
It's something you can easily ignore. Like, it's not a huge deal, but it's whenever I stop to think about it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Who am I standing off with?
All right. Oh, I am way behind on the chat. Okay.
Classic.
Yeah. All right. People talking about the dolphins. What's the most faithful, accurate movie or media like books based on mythology you've ever seen? Well, obviously the most accurate media based on mythology are the actual books on mythology, like, you know, The Library by Pseudo Apollodorus. But if you're talking an adaptation of mythology, honestly, one of the reasons I always loved Percy Jackson was it was one of the most accurate I had ever seen. So there's an example for you. A lot of the Monkey King movies are pretty close to the original story. Probably one of the most accurate I've ever seen was the animated Mahabharat movie that was made in India. That's, to be fair, the reason that's so accurate is because if you fuck up on a Hindu movie in India, people are going to get really mad.
Yeah, and some of those people are in the government.
Yeah. Also, King of Kings, the movie about Jesus, that's very accurate to the story. So there's another one for you.
Basically anything about Jesus is usually pretty accurate.
Yeah, like there's also, I think, a movie called Jesus of Nazareth that's pretty accurate. So there's another one. So, yeah, there you go.
These guys are hard to fight.
Coco talking about the Resident Evil idea. Baron! Hello, Baron! Long time no see indeed. My favorite is Bloodborne. Nice. Andrew, I've seen your theme songs for Greek gods video. I have one question. Will you do one for Norse gods? If you do, I suggest the song Dirty Deeds Done Dith Cheap by AC/DC for Loki. You know, that's not a bad idea, actually. You know what I had in mind for Loki? The song from Lion King 2? Deception. Disgrace. Evil as clear as the mark on his face. Because he has a mark on his face.
Because of the poison.
He has a scar on his face. So I thought that was a good lineup. But that's a good suggestion, too. That's one hard thing about making those videos, is there's always people who thought of better ideas than you did. Like, someone was like, how could you not make Zeus's song Ride the Lightning? And I was like, ah, motherfucker.
Or why didn't you bring in Sexy back?
Also, people who are like, you should have made Poseidon Ocean Man. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Well, that's a meme song, that's why.
Yeah. Gosaku. I think your horse might be in the way. Oh, you know, you can. Okay, cool. Where'd the horse go?
Magic. It's over there, see? You see it?
That was fast.
He can go a lot faster when you're not riding him.
Tsushima was terrorized by the Red Hand bandits of Akashima. Around this time,
They had red hands, and they didn't know how to get the paint off, so they got so mad they started killing people.
And then they got caught red-handed.
still clad in brilliant armor,
That was good.
overwhelmed by the armor's beauty, Gosaku stole it. Before long,
Thief!
the Red Hand reached Gosaku's home. Knowing the farmers would lose everything if the bandits went unchallenged, Gosaku donned the samurai's armor. The bandits charged. Gosaku's sword arm
And Gosaku died immediately.
himself to death, but blow after blow glanced off the armor, and Gosaku did not falter.
Yeah, this armor I think has the best health stats in the whole
The
game.
bewildered bandits staggered back, tripping over their feet. A mysterious
Losers.
sense of calm suffused Gosaku's body and mind.
And he made their whole bodies red to match the hands. And so the bandits were happy. Also dead.
Gosaku cut down the final bandit, and the Red Hand were never seen again.
Well, of course they were never seen again. He cut down the final one. What did you think was going to happen after that?
Well, you see, rebirth and Muju magic.
It's only a flesh wound.
Now terror
Comes back as a glitch.
stalks our island again. The farmers of Tsushima claim to have seen Gosaku high on a hill, looking for a mighty warrior to protect our farms once more.
Really? Well, how about he gets his ass down here and helps then?
Yeah, give me the fucking arms.
So yeah, because he was a protector of farmers, the farmers have the keys to his armor. So if you go save the farms that are being raided, like, they'll give you the keys.
Armor's still locked away.
And now the Mongols are hunting for it, raiding farms across the island in search of the keys.
Which farmsteads hold the keys?
Yeah, these Mongols know all the story.
Aoi, Iijima, Kutta, Koshimizu, Ohama, and Yagata.
Ohama means family. Alright, so I will only help those farms. Everyone else can suck it.
Mongols will never lay hands on it.
Of that, I am certain, my lord.
I see him strumming the thing, but I don't hear any music. Oh, there it is.
Right when he did it, you fool. You
Shut
got
up!
tricked
This
by the power
game is mean to me!
of the magic Samishin.
Andrew, I remember you said the bad movie idea you were planning got cancelled, but if it didn't get canned, what did you want it to be? Well, we already had the script done. It was a movie about a killer action figure called Action Disfigured. I came up with the name and the premise and almost every joke in the film. There were a lot of jokes I was really proud of. It might still happen in the future, who knows, but it's not happening anytime soon. The people are like, why aren't you making the movie? I'm like, well, we didn't hit the goal. What do you want me to do? We don't have a budget.
The money.
Yeah, like, everyone got refunded, so it's fun.
Lord Sakai, Norio, where are the monks from your temple?
Save it for later.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da. Zagger, do you edit Andrew's videos? Yes, he does.
I do, yes.
He typically edits like the big reviews and inaccuracy videos.
We now have this on our home.
Like he gave the inaccuracy videos their style. It obviously started with the Hercules video. You know, when I gave him the Hercules video, I thought he was just gonna, you know, put all the clips together and do the subtitles and shit. But he added in all that, like, all those hilarious pictures and shit. And I was like, okay, this has got to be the style from now on. I love this.
I'm glad that my creativity has created such a product that many can enjoy.
And I'm glad he does the editing, because I edited the Mulan review, and that took so long I was ready to die by the end.
Yeah, because you did it 25 hours straight.
I literally did the whole Mulan review in one sitting, watching the movie while scripting the review, then recording it, then editing it and uploading it. 20 hours total of work, all in one go. And then I, like, put it up, it immediately got copyright taken down, and I disputed the claim and I went to sleep, and I woke up after a couple hours, and the claim was gone, and I made it public, and then I went back to sleep.
Classic.
It was one of the fastest times a claim was ever removed, and I was very happy about that.
Just for you.
Disney realized it's a shit movie and we don't care.
Sometimes while he's editing a video, I'll edit a different video, like I did the Mortal Kombat 1 review. But yeah, like his editing's always better.
It helps that I have a lot more experience in it, and I've done a lot of studying on it.
I'll find the inn.
And because I can focus most of my mental energy on the editing part, you don't have to, which helps you focus on the rest of it that is needed.
Yeah, I really like when I make an inaccuracy video, after I'm done recording, I can just send it to you and, like, kind of be done with it.
Yeah.
And at this point, you've gotten really good at knowing, like, how I want it done. So.
Yeah, after about, like, 50 videos. It hasn't been that many, but... I think it was around, like, the 8th one I realized I could just look through it like, okay, he wants this, and I'm just able to go... Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah, when we did Gods of Egypt, like, you actually did most of it before I even had a chance to send you a detailed plan of how I wanted it. I was like, oh, wow, you just kind of knew what I wanted.
To be fair, I think it helped that we watched it together.
Actually, yeah, so you kind of knew what I was talking about
oh yeah,
already.
this scene, this fucking scene.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we did the same thing for Halloween Kills.
What the thing that bugs me the most about that movie is it's the only time... am I doing a mission right now?
Yeah, I think you're doing the Gosaku thing.
I'm gonna do that later. I do want to help these farmlands, mostly because I want... Did I not? Oh, I didn't clear this out, okay.
Yeah, you didn't fully do the first area.
Let's see, where I want to go. We'll do that. After this one, I'll pass it on to you.
By the way, if you take out all the Mongol-controlled areas in a map section, that entire map section will be fully revealed for you.
Oh, that's good to know.
So you'll know where all the collectibles are and shit. One thing I can't stand in Immortals Phoenix Rising is not only is there no easy way to reveal the collectibles, but there's not even it's not even shown anywhere the tally of how much you have out of everything.
Oh, that... Ugh.
I can't stand that so much. It's like you never know what's left. It's like, well, have I completed this area? No way of knowing. Like, the only way to reveal stuff on the map is to use Farsight, it's like a zoom-in feature, and manually look all over the area around you for, like, a thing to pop up. And even that... And then you have to, like... And it only reveals, like, within, like, 100 feet or something. So then you have to go walk over to another area and use Farsight again, and it's... I hate it so much. You know what made me really mad? The island is, like, supposedly created by Daedalus, and I actually managed to solve enough of Daedalus's challenges to where you find Daedalus's workshop, and in his workshop there's a map of the whole island. I thought, this is going to reveal where everything is. Nope! Doesn't do that.
Oh, that's stupid.
And, yeah, you just fucking get nothing from finding that area. It's so stupid. It's just there to be there. I hate it. So yeah, I've got a lot to say about Immortals Phoenix Rising.
Like, on the one hand, I get why they did that, because one of the things people really like is,
to discover stuff.
Yeah, the exploration. But there's a big difference between exploration and not knowing.
Just constant tediousness. And I found the fucking workshop of the guy who built the island, and he has a map of the island in his workshop. You would think that would be the place where you find where everything is. Like, that's a great reward for the exploration you've done. Because I had to find all those challenges in the first place.
Exactly. I was gonna say, like, to bolster that, exploration for exploration's sake is nice.
Yeah.
But the reason people like exploration is because of the rewards you get from it without it feeling like it's just given to you.
Like, I like to explore, but when you're trying to do completionist endgame shit, give me a way to know how much I've done, please. Like you can have that be a late game thing. That's totally fine. By then I've already been immersed in your world that, you know, has some immersion problems that I can also talk about, like fucking you know what I love in it that makes me feel like I'm in ancient Greece? Fucking laser walls.
Yeah, I hated the laser walls too. I was like,
fucking hell.
Like they were cool for about a second, and then it's just the move this rock puzzle, throw this rock without it, and then...
Yeah, alright, we need you to drop more rocks on this. There's no more rocks in this area. Go find some!
Do the enemies ever get more entertaining?
No.
Oh.
They just have bigger health bars.
Oh, they do the book. They do,
they do that
sponge.
shit, yeah.
You know what game also had that problem? The one with, like, the magic girl from Brooklyn.
There's one area with unique enemy types. Hephaestus' zone has automatons.
Oh,
that's
cool.
it. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's the only area with a unique enemy, though. Like, everywhere else, like, you can just see the same enemies pop up. Cyclopes, Minotaurs, Gorgons, and basic guys. Apparently the basic guys are supposed to be Spartoi, so, okay.
What are Spartoi again?
Spartoi are the warriors born from the teeth of the dragon.
Right.
Sometimes they're said to be skeletons, and sometimes they're just described as warriors. I guess in this version they're just warriors.
I mean, that's fine.
As you go around the world, it's actually very clear that whoever, like, scripted this game loves the fuck out of Greek mythology, because there are so many Greek myths referenced that I've never seen anyone talk about. Like, you know, almost nobody knows this, but Zeus almost married... We talked about this in our Clash of the Titans video. Yes, you know. Zeus almost married Thetis, but there was a prophecy that if they had a kid together, they'd defeat Zeus. Right. And, like, nobody knows that story, but they talk about it in Immortals Phoenix Rising. In fact, it factors into the plot a little bit. I was like, oh, wow, I'm surprised you're gonna use that. No one ever knows about that. Yeah, there's all this other shit. There were actually, like, I think 2 stories I didn't even know about before. Tsutsu haiku!
It's time for a haiku.
Alright.
Here you go. You can decide the haiku. I'm gonna see if my food is here.
Innocent bamboo? Oh, bamboo who? Bamboo! That bamboo killed 7 families and their dogs. Well, we never stopped to ask what those families did to deserve it, though. Where's the every inaccuracy in I Am Groot video? Paul. That's all I'm gonna say. At first, I'm happy with Andrew because Santa Monica finally notices him. Then halfway through the video, I said, "Fuck off, you got me, man."
Honestly, I think the reason it should have been obvious that he did this isn't true is because there's no way that they're this deep into the development of the next game.
I did say in the video it's an early build.
But I don't think they're at the point where they're letting
I was trying to make it sound a little more far-fetched as we went along without outright giving it away. And then we get to the part where we do outright give it away. Honestly, my library didn't have Percy Jackson books, so the librarian recommended Kane Chronicles. Oh, okay.
I mean, that's fine. It's all by the same guy, and it's not like it spoils the story of Percy Jackson. The only thing it would spoil is that Percy Jackson and Annabeth don't die by the end.
People are arguing about the bamboo. I love you guys. No, the bamboo is still innocent under a court of law, but morally, sure. How'd you guys meet? How long is your friendship now? We met in
2008.
Middle school, 2008.
So
actually,
20 years
I think it was 2007 when we met.
Yeah, I just always remember
2008
2008 because 8th grade, and you know.
So yeah, it's been
almost 20 years.
A while. It's been 16 years. Yeah, we met because we had like 3 different classes together, and we would just joke around basically.
Game recognized game.
Well, thank you, talkative Carl.
Awesome.
Oh, talkative Carl. God damn it! I always expect it to be some mythology name like Nuclevi or something. So talkative.
Did you want this back? Or?
No, I'm letting you play for now.
Oh, okay. Andrew, I heard somewhere that Apollo and Artemis went to Egypt. Okay, so something I'm not super well versed in is the Greek stories that kind of bleed into Egypt. There's a couple I know well. Like, I know about Io, like, supposedly, like, becoming Isis in some stories, which is weird. I also know about her descendant, like, becoming a ruler in Egypt. I also know about there's some Ptolemaic deities, which are kind of a mixture between Greek and Egyptian, like Serapis and Hermes, whatever. I don't remember the name. It's Hermes and Thoth merged together, basically.
What an interesting combination of gods.
Right? Yeah. There's also like the god of silence is a Ptolemaic deity who was originally supposed to be Horus. And yeah, there's that story of that both Isis and Demeter share, where they're both putting a baby in the fire. Yeah,
of course.
But I haven't heard. If I have, I forgot about it. I haven't heard a story of Apollo and Artemis going to Egypt, but I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah. So what there is that I know this from real world history, because of how religion kind of was seen and used and still is to a certain point. It's used as a way to kind of sway the people into one community. And so when the Greeks started their conquest of Egypt,
they wanted to incorporate the two mythologies together.
Yeah, so one of the things that they did a lot is they would be like, oh, well, this god is actually just this god from our religion, just taking a different form. And so there's like that story of all the gods just becoming animals and going off into a random area, and that's supposed to be the explanation of how Thoth is this god and Ra is this god, and you just keep going on the list. It's like, why are they this animal? Well, look at what animal this Egyptian god was. And so there probably are stories where the Egyptian gods go to Egypt and then they become the Egyptian gods, but it's not like a mythology accurate thing. It would, because again, it was like just the leaders of the country swaying the religious beliefs and such, because it's a very powerful tool. First, that there are very few actual ghosts here. I haven't seen one damn banshee or anything.
Where are the actual ghosts? Actually, in the online, there's a mission where you fight ghosts. Actually, there's some on Rio. Pretty awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
And
you should have, for Easter, you should have done every inaccuracy in Hop and compared it to the Bible. Okay, would have made a good April Fool's joke, actually. Maybe next year. But,
what is Hop?
Hop is a movie where Russell Brand plays the Easter Bunny. And it's terrible.
Okay.
It's so bad.
Russell Brand as the Easter... That's the weirdest person.
And he teams up with James Marston.
What?
It's the only live-action movie Illumination has ever made.
For probably good reason. They don't know how to make anything.
They don't know how to make shit.
They
came the closest with the Mario movie, in my opinion.
I think the first Despicable Me movie was really good.
I thought it was good, yeah.
And then they
fucking milked it to death.
Because it makes them
You just have a deflated udder where the movie used to be.
Yeah, now we have... There should not be a Despicable Me 4. Because he's not even evil anymore.
I think everyone in the world said, just stop it.
And you know what makes me mad the most about that Despicable Me movie? It's a trend in Hollywood that has been around for a long time, and it's a trend I hate. It's the trend of making fun of the father. And
I could have killed you outside of this, but it was so much cooler to do it from the inside. So they're doing that again?
Yeah, like, in the movie, there's like...
Every movie they've made fun of him, haven't they?
Yeah, but this one's even worse. Like, it's actually his son. And then, like, the first scene we see of his son is the baby will not smile.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and then
I saw that.
And then he's, like, fighting a skunk, which I don't know why... You know what, that one's whatever. And he can't beat it, but the baby can? And it's like, oh, okay. Just... I hate that. It's such a bad joke.
You know what would have been, I think, a better joke is if the baby was evil like he used to be. Then you could, by Despicable Me, you could be talking about the baby.
Yeah, that could be a lot more interesting. Yeah. Like he's like, no, like he's like getting all proud, like, oh, look at what our little Junior is doing. It's like he's supposed to be a good guy now, Gru. Yeah. Oh, right. bad, baby. Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah, actually, that would be funny. Like a moment where like Gru's like trying to discipline him, but he's smiling. Why are you smiling? I am not smiling. Are you proud of what he's doing? No. Like here, we wrote a better movie for you, Hollywood.
Yeah, honestly. And it is so generic, too. The story of the movie is there's this other villain that they have to stop.
Well, typically, when you run out of ideas, you throw a baby in the movie.
Yeah. Addams Family is one of the few series where they did that, and it didn't make the movie any worse.
Yeah, also, they what's funny is I feel like they only threw the baby in for the opening gag, because the baby doesn't do anything until the very end after.
Honestly, yeah, it's one of those few times where it's like, they add the baby in, but the baby doesn't take over for the movie.
Yeah.
And that's why the movie's still good, because it's still the same characters.
Plus, it gives you the funniest line in the whole film. Like, where the kids are talking to the other kids, and they're like, and then the angel went to the stork and brought me to my parents. Our parents are having a baby, too. They had sex.
Fucking Wednesday.
Yeah. That was the best thing ever.
Thank you, Talkative Kari, for all those 2 bits you've done, and anybody else who has dropped bits that I didn't notice. If I didn't recognize your bits, subscriptions, or whatever, you can just copy and paste the message and paste it again, and I will shout you out. So thank you.
The last message I read was the Hop one. So,
yes, I'll have to look for that. There. Who's the most tragic Greek god? Hephaestus.
I don't know who the most tragic Greek god is, but I definitely feel really bad for Hephaestus. Like, he's the one who makes me the saddest. I'm like, aww.
I can't think of any Greek god that has a more tragic...
I'm just trying to think of, like, minor ones or some shit, but,
As a normie, I'm gonna go with Hephaestus because he was born. He was so ugly. One of his parents, doesn't matter which one,
let's go
threw
with
him off the
Hephaestus.
fucking mountain and made him crippled.
Let's just stick to major gods to keep it simple, and in that case, yes, it's 100% Hephaestus. Hera's also pretty tragic, but you know what? She's also a total bitch. So
yeah, Hephaestus isn't a dick most of the time. He does some weird
Hephaestus
shit.
has done a couple of bad things, but it's not as much as the bad things Hera has done.
Yeah. And hers are usually directed on innocent people.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. A magic hand brought me a bag of food.
All right, what was that spoken line? Have you seen the Hulu show Shogun? Oh, I'm going to when the season finishes. I promise a video on that. I really want to watch it.
There's some stuff in that book.
I really want to watch Shogun. I hear it's great.
I want to watch Shogun too, but I'm trying to create a new rule for myself that I will not watch TV shows alone, because I've realized that's one of the...
Want to watch it together?
I mean, yeah, I'd be down for that. It's one of the things that I've realized that watching... you know, there's like so many things that can take up your time, and I could watch hours of TV. And if I cut out just watching TV shows alone, specifically alone, I'm already way more productive than I was. Like, I'll still play video games alone, but I might cut that out in the future. Who knows? Not counting on the stream. Stream isn't alone. You guys are here.
Yeah.
You're and not the alone. Voices in my head.
God damn it! Where's the rest of the farm area?
This is the farm.
This is the whole farm.
They were growing houses, Andrew. Don't you know? I saw a solution for your problem. I think you should have wrote the song suggestion for gods onto small papers. Put them in a bowl. Put out one for each. Let the Lady of Luck decide. That is one way to do it, yes.
Luck be a lady tonight. What happened? There's an arrow in his eye. Well, definitely a suicide.
Haven't seen Hazbin Hotel.
I have not seen any of those shows, so we'll see.
X-Men 97. I've heard some issues with that, but I never was into the old X-Men show, and so I'm not a huge fan.
I never saw it. Actually, that's not true. I saw a couple episodes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I saw a few.
Yeah, but it was never really on the channels I was watching. So
you had a chance to assassinate.
Yeah, I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Yeah, me neither.
I was like, really? I can still do this? He seems pretty aware.
Awarege. Everybody, put an aware in the chat. Oh, the aware emote.
No.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the shows. I heard Shogun's really good. I heard good things from people in the chat about Hazbin Hotel.
I'm glad to hear the X-Men revival is good, because here's what I was worried about. Now, the old X-Men show, obviously, like X-Men, has a message about, you know, civil rights, and it's very well done in the old show from the episodes I've seen and from the comics and everything. And I was a little worried because Disney doesn't really know how to handle that kind of messaging anymore.
And
so I was worried they were going to ham-fist it in the new show, but I keep hearing the new show's good.
I was also worried about that, not just because Disney doesn't know how, but Marvel, the comic series, doesn't know how.
No, they don't know what the hell they're doing anymore.
Every X-Men comic recently, people have been like, this is not good.
Did you see that new Warriors announcement that I don't even think ever happened?
Oh, the one from like 5 years ago?
That
one.
Shit. I was out of Marvel Comics after that.
Everybody was
like, y'all don't know what you're doing anymore now that Stan Lee's gone.
Even the community that was made for said, this is a terrible idea.
Like, you mean we're getting the first, like, non-binary hero and you named them fucking Snowflake?
And Safe Space.
Well, only one of them was non-binary, I think, or whichever one. Either way, terrible.
I know they were siblings though. So
yeah, I know they were like twins or something.
And the other ones even weren't even better. There was one where
he fucking exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas. What the fuck is internet gas?
His superpower is he's a smartphone.
His superpower is he can Google any fact. You know who else can do that? Anyone with a phone.
And the other one was
fucking Dora the Explorer
with a magic backpack.
Fucking vamp kid.
The vampire kid was the only one that I'm like, okay, that one's kind of interesting. The rest were just
the Dora the Explorer one was just kind of funny though. Like the other ones were like, okay, I'm kind of mad now. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. At least the Dora the Explorer one is one we can joke about. Be like, hey, here comes Dora the Super Explorer.
And then the vampire kid one was just that's generic. So it doesn't. I don't feel anything.
It was like what was it, like Morbius's son or some shit?
I don't know if it was Morbius' son. It's just
I think it was some sort of relation to Morbius. I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, the whole thing was stupid. Someone said for all the Greek gods songs, it should have just been Creep by Radiohead. That would work for about half of them, and then the other half, not sure?
Some people wanted me to do the trend. There's this TikTok trend going around that's like, of course, the of course trend. And let me tell you what it means. Yeah. It's like, have you seen it? Like, it's like, you know, we're teachers. Of course we don't get paid enough or shit. Like, people wanted me to do like, we're Greek gods. Of course this. I was like, yeah, I feel like I could do something with that trend. But as I went through it, I realized the only stuff I would be saying would be stuff I've said like 1,000 times in videos. We're Greek gods. Of course we force ourselves on people. We're Greek gods. Of course nobody gets a happy ending.
You know, it would be
I'm like, I don't feel like this would be that funny.
You know what I think would work is use it for a different pantheon.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
One you haven't done a bajillion times. There's one I saw from these three people where it's we're Asian, of course this, and it's like we're Asian, of course we take our shoes off. We're Asian, of course we eat all our meals with rice. We're Asian, of course we'll never please our parents. And then the other two, oh god, she's doing it again.
That's a good one. I liked one like where it was like a guy and a girl, we're just friends, of course we're not dating, and then it was like we're just friends, of course everyone asks us to, and then she goes, we're just friends, of course he's gay, and he looks at her, I'm not gay. And then she continues, and then he just goes, wait, why do you think I'm gay?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Like, see, like, that's people being creative with it, and it's fun. I like it when people do that, where they don't just do the exact trend, they put their own little spin on it.
Paul said he was halfway through the April Fool's joke, and that's when he was like, maybe this isn't an April Fool's joke.
Oh, no!
We brought you up just to smash you back
I realize
down.
the way I played you all for fools makes you very upset, and I want you to know that you being upset brings me pleasure.
That's called Schadenfreude, my friends. Burging to the stream. Oh, to be 99 again. Do you know how to end videos?
No.
Sorry to ask us, but how's God of War mythologically and accuracy's coming? Was hesitant asking because I know how much it's coming.
It's coming. I promise it's coming. Look, I told everyone that the God of War inaccuracy video for the Norse games was going to take months to make. Now that it's taking months to make, everyone's like, where is it? I'm like, I told you. That's why I put that huge goal on those videos, because I was like, you realize this is going to halt my other videos. So I would like this one to do really well, and in the meantime, I can get some other shit out there. And that's exactly what happened. And now people are like, it's been a while since your last... Yeah, because I'm working on this one. I could have made 4 inaccuracy videos in the time I've spent on this one.
That shows you how dedicated this man is, okay?
All right, if I wasn't working on this one, I guarantee you there would already be an Aladdin one, there would already be a Moana one, and there would be at least 2 other ones.
Since this is a story part, I will...
And for the record, I'm not going straight from 2018 to Ragnarok. That's not fucking happening. I'm gonna make some other shit.
You should make a goal for the 2018
one.
If this one gets 2 billion likes...
The thing is, I'm pretty sure the 2018 one's gonna do really goddamn well.
That's why
it is the most wanted video by the entire audience.
You gotta make it a really big goal.
Yeah, this has to get 1 billion views.
That's gonna be hard to do.
No, this one doesn't just have to get 1 million views, it has to get 1 million likes. Oh, God.
You know, actually, we could discuss this after the stream. I'm gonna read a few more things, let Andrew finish one more mission, and then we're gonna go on a break so I can eat a little bit of my lunch, so I'm not starving.
So lazy wanting to eat. So selfish.
Look, I worked out today.
Shane, eating is cringe.
Of course, I killed my family in a blind rage.
We're Greek heroes. Of course we've killed our relatives. By accident. Most of the time. Okay, actually, now I've got some ideas.
When do you think movies adapting inaccuracy made it better for the movie?
Okay, so you mean like movies doing their own thing made it better? Polar Express. It's way better than the book. The book's like 3 pages long.
I could probably come up with some, but it would be hard.
It's a little tricky. The book is almost always better.
Who will fight?
That's hard.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of... Because
the Boys. That's not a movie,
The Boys
though.
is one, yeah.
That's not a movie, though, unfortunately.
I don't want to say Hercules because I don't think it's better, but it's still really good.
Oh, Braveheart, because it's not historically accurate, but it's really fucking entertaining. There's one for you.
Oh, Princess and the Frog.
Oh, yeah. Great example. Really great example. And I still like the Princess and the Frog story, but again, it's a very simplistic short story, whereas the movie has a lot of character to it and shit.
It has character, and it's...
Okay, we're gonna bow.
Bow to Buddha.
Whee! Now all this showed up.
Of course, I eat my babies.
So let me get this straight. James Gunn, Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie will be around the Old Republic, and Dave Filoni's Mandoverse New Republic movie is around after Episode 6. Charmin Obadiah's New Jedi Order movie is going to be around Episode 10 to 12. And what's going on with the Taika Waititi Star Wars movie? I don't know if he's still doing that.
I don't think that's still gonna happen. Well, it might still happen, but hopefully he learned a little from
I'm most
how
excited
the last
for the
Thor movie went.
Let's see.
I mean, because Taika Waititi hasn't ruined his reputation like D&D did.
Yeah, like the fourth Thor movie was too wacky, but it's like, yeah, that's Taika Waititi. What did you guys expect when you gave him no reins?
I'm hoping he's learned, like, maybe reel it back a little bit, Taika. like, he's a very talented director, but, like, maybe... He was clearly experimenting with Thor Love and Thunder. It's like, okay, now you know how that experiment went.
I personally think his best works are when it's his own thing that isn't
like,
connected.
not an adaptation.
Yeah. Because then he can just do whatever, and no one's really going to get mad.
I saved you, Bear! Why are bears always doing this?
They have no loyalty. They are not samurai.
I need a sticky bomb.
I honestly have not been following Star Wars news, because
me.
every time I see Star Wars news that isn't specifically about The Mandalorian, my thought is,
What?
I don't care anymore.
Why couldn't I regenerate? Whatever.
Because bears are too strong.
Bears versus babies.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
Do you remember what that's from?
No.
It's in The Office when Jim pretends to be.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Your video had me going. It's been a while since I've been fooled like that. Let's see. I think I know the story some guy is talking about. There's a story where Typhon defeats Zeus and steals his tendons. The rest of the gods got scared and fled to Egypt in the shape of animals. Yeah, that's just what I...
Yeah, and they adapted that a little bit in Hercules... The Hercules crossover with Xena in the animated film. They adapted that a little bit, but they did it with the Titans instead of Typhon. We have to pet... Horse, get out of the way. I have to pet the fox. There we go. Yay! My horse's ass... The horse kicks the fox.
Do it! Do it, horse! Do it! Do it.
That's one fun thing in Red Dead 2 is you can actually get kicked by your horse. If it's, if you have maximum bond, that most likely won't happen, but...
Talkative Carl says, Hop is bad, but I had fun with it. That's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's like me with the first...
I think if you go in knowing what you're gonna get, like, it's such a stupid film.
It's like me with the first Venom film.
Yeah.
Or everyone with the first Venom film. It's bad, but at least it's fun.
Fucking, like, James Marsden in a fucking CGI bunny voiced by Russell Brand bursting in on a kid's play and singing I Want Candy. There's a little idea of what kind of movie this is. Oh, and then performing for David House.
Alpha, don't worry if you're not talking too much, but I'm glad you join us when you do.
Yeah.
The God, the Bad, and the Hephaestus. Oh, someone redeemed a hydrate.
Oh, okay. Hydration it is.
Get me some water.
Yeah. While we're going through this camp, let's try to fully catch up on...
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Chatterbox.
Yeah. Aslan Hotel deals with the heaven and hell, along with some major Christian characters like Lucifer being very important. You could talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of people want me to talk about it. I'll try. The thing is, I keep having to stop my work on, like, Percy Jackson and God of War in order to talk about things like Godzilla and Ghostbusters and all this shit. Now Has-Been Hotel is a show, so that's going to be a whole thing, so...
Someone's saying they're expecting the 2018 God of War video to be at least an hour long.
I expect that too, actually. So...
What should Moana 2's plot be about?
I want to see more mythical stuff.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
I really want to see more mythical stuff.
I don't know.
Obviously, we're already after Maui has done all his crazy shit, so we can't really follow any of that. But I want to see Maui interact with some more mythical characters. I also think it could be a cool idea to have Maui confront the parents who threw him into the water. Maybe you could do something with that.
From what I can tell, it looks like it's...
I just realized all I'm talking about is Maui when it's Moana movie.
Yeah, it's like,
we
know nothing about
I focus on the mythical stuff. Sorry about that. But, like, yeah, you could have... Oh, here, I've got it. Like, the last movie ended with Moana and her people traveling, right?
It's gonna be...
So it should be them traveling through the islands, uncovering, like, these ancient myths and stuff. Go to the island where the Night Marchers are. And shit like that. That could be really cool, actually.
And maybe meeting the king, what's his name?
Kamehameha? It's too early.
No, not Kamehameha. The original king of Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember his name.
It's something similar to Hawaii.
I thought you were gonna say Kamehameha because he's like one of the most famous kings. But that's way later in history.
Yeah, that's like at least a few hundred years after.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I really want to put him in the card game at some point, but I'm worried he wouldn't really fit because he's such a different time.
Yeah, he's also a real person, like real.
Well, I've like the pharaohs I put in were real people.
That's true. They didn't say Kamehameha had any mythical powers, though, did they?
But you know, I do sometimes put historical characters in there. I just wanted to put him in because of the name.
No, yeah,
That's literally the reason.
His power is if you have the Monkey King on and
I mean,
Kamehameha.
his parents must have been big Dragon Ball fans because they clearly named him after. I somehow know there's a guy over there.
What a weird thing for Akira Toriyama to name his character.
Yeah. I wonder what that was all about. I need to look that up. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama.
You know, he put his mark on the world.
Yeah. The thing is, apparently he was working on like several projects he was really excited about, though. So
yeah, but
I'm sad he didn't get to make those a reality.
He also knew his health was declining, so he trained an apprentice. And I've seen some of the apprentice's art.
Oh,
it
really?
looks really close to Akira Toriyama.
Oh, well, that's cool. Maybe they can carry on some of his work.
Yeah,
like,
that's what they said the plan was.
Like when the writer of Dune passed, his son like found all of his like mapped out plans and notes and everything and used it to finish his work. So that's pretty cool.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was bad, but I enjoyed it. I never took it seriously.
We loved watching that with friends. We had so much fun, and I really want to watch the sequel.
The best part was when our friend was watching the thing and she did not believe that it was supposed to actually be Winnie the Pooh.
She didn't know that the guy in the mask was actually supposed to be the character. She thought that was
a guy in a mask.
That was just something for the opening. She was like, "Wait, is that actually supposed?"
There were so many times she was trying to convince herself, "No, this is just going to be a guy in a mask pretending to be Winnie the Pooh."
And then actual Winnie the Pooh is going to come at some point. It's like, no, that's him. I love that so much.
She was so annoyed that she's dipped like 3/4 through the movie. She's like, you know, I would stay because I'm having fun, but I'd rather go to work tomorrow.
Traitor.
What took you so long to kill her? You have a fucking
He
sword.
was readying his form, damn it.
There's a certain killing prisoners form, right? How very Japanese of him.
He's a big Captain
if you're gonna
Hook
go to the
fan. He
Philippines,
doesn't like bad form.
If you're gonna go to the Philippines, make a meet and greet so that I can hang out with you and Wilda.
We're actually gonna go this summer, so I might try to do something. Oh, wait, no! What?
Did they kill? Oh.
Yeah, they killed her. Damn,
bye, guys. It was fun. See ya, Bass.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
You said you want my way to meet the parents who threw him out. In the movie, she was born mortal, so the parents would be long dead.
Oh, yeah, good point. But, you know, could go to the underworld.
That's true. Can always go to the underworld.
There's always an underworld.
Or you could always have an area where you speak to the dead.
Yeah,
too, so.
yeah. The Night Marchers are the souls of the dead. You could have his parents be Night Marchers. Who knows?
I don't think they'll do that, though. Because that sounds too cool.
Yeah.
And it also sounds too focused on Maui.
The thing is, yeah, you're right. What is the Night Marchers are a really popular in Hawaii, a really popular Hawaiian tale. So like, if they wanted to use one, I'd actually be a little surprised if they didn't like somehow incorporate that. One reason I love movies like Maui and Coco is I like seeing those cultures like really celebrated and shit. Though I think Coco did a better job than Moana did, celebrating the culture, that is. Because Moana changed a lot of stuff, but Coco uses so much stuff from Mexican culture.
Yeah, they did such a good job with that.
Like, I love that they use the albries and stuff, the guardian animals.
I'll be honest, it's probably because the guy who created Coco, or the team, really knew that culture, and while Lin-Manuel Miranda, I'm sure he did his research, he also has like so many fucking ideas.
You watch videos about them talking about it, and you see the passion they had to really get the culture right and get the music right. It's really great. It's you know, a lot of people fucking demonize The Lion King like for stupid reasons, but again, if you actually look up the people who made it talking about it, you can see they really wanted to celebrate Africa.
Yeah,
like it's amazing.
You can also tell that they knew a lot of stuff about Africa. At least they respected African
they
culture.
went to Africa to look at the skies to put in the film.
Yeah,
like that's
amazing.
to study the landscapes and everything to get it all right. And they wanted to put Swahili language in the film. That's why we have the Hakuna Matata song, and why during the opening, even though obviously the main lyrics are in English, you can hear Swahili stuff in the background and the Savannah.
Yeah, it's also why whenever you see actors who do the show on Broadway, the musical that is, they're all, who are from those regions, they're like, I love this movie because it actually like brings my culture to other people and shows it off in a positive light.
Yeah, that's why I never like get behind the whole cultural appropriation argument. I'm always like, look, if you try to gatekeep your culture, you're never going to have your culture properly celebrated to people who wouldn't have otherwise seen it.
Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah.
I get the point that they always start from because it comes from like the whole colonization back in the past, like your culture is now ours sort of thing.
Yeah,
but
like
that's not what people do today.
But yeah, like it's obviously like you need to take it on a case by case basis. Some people want to use like a blanket fucking term. And also there are still people who fucking say The Lion King is a ripoff of Kimba the White Lion, which all I can say to that is go watch YMS's video, and you will not think that anymore by the end of the video. Like, literally YMS is like, everyone who says that has not watched the show. I watched the show, and no, it is not.
I kind of want to watch that video.
You should. It's really good, and it's really funny.
I know. Isn't it a 2-part, 3-hour film?
No, it's a 2-hour video because he goes over every Kimba thing that has ever existed in order to prove definitively that Lion King did not rip it off. In fact, the main thing people use as an example, because so many of the scenes are like Lion King, is from a Kimba movie that came out 3 years after the Lion King. So he's like, if really Kimba was in this movie ripping off the Lion King. But that's not the creator of Kimba's fault. He actually died before the Lion King even came out. And actually the creator of Kimba was inspired by Disney movies.
Yeah, that's like if you look at how animation has gone in general, like anime exists and it's very much its own unique thing. But anime only exists because Disney exists. Because before Disney, people didn't make animated films or TV shows.
Yeah, Disney was the first one.
Yeah, they were the first, and they were also
there were animated TV shows.
They were, but they were mostly shorts. They were always just like this comedy thing.
Yeah.
And they were the first ones to make shows that actually had stories and characters that that weren't just like, oh, look at this goofy thing that's happening.
And you know, the creator of Kimba, Osamu Tezuka, his son has openly said, I really don't think Lion King ripped off my father's work. If Lion King was at all inspired by my father's work, my father would have actually been very honored by that.
Yeah.
And I don't want my father's work to become someone else's weapon. And yet people still fucking lie and were lying in their Twitter threads saying Disney disrespected Tezuka's family constantly. It's like, that's not what happened, and Tezuka's family doesn't think that, and stop trying to speak for them. Yeah. It's that white knight shit where like you get offended on someone else's behalf, and like that person's like, can you leave me out of your stupid shit?
The only time I think you were allowed to get unoffended on another person's behalf is if you know that person personally.
I was gonna say if like they're your friend or something.
Yeah, if you know them really well and they cannot defend themselves,
well, and like you're like backing them up or sticking up for them, then yeah. But if that person tells you like knock it off, you should knock it off. And if you don't even know that person, shut up.
It's just one of the problems of modern day fandoms. Yeah. There's just so much love and care that they feel connected to these people, and they feel this urge.
Like, I've had people white knight in my videos saying like, I'm not Mexican, but this video is clearly offensive to Mexicans. Meanwhile, like 2 comments earlier, a Mexican person like, hey, I'm really glad you dove into this topic. And I'm like, the irony of this is amazing.
You know, to make it a little more lighthearted, that always reminds me of the irony of the Pokemon community in modern day. You'll always see whenever people bring up the next Legends game, there will always be one comment where it's like, this was so amazing, they did such a good job with that one comment underneath. Pokemon Legends Arceus was so boring, I hated it after 10 minutes, I hope they never make a game like this again. And there's always a screenshot of people being like, the divide in the community. Let's see. Nancy Avenia. Okay. If there's a chance you can go to the Philippines with Claire, you should go too. It's always fun here in the Philippines. I definitely do want to go with Andrew Wilda. I have another friend who's from the Philippines someday. However, there are a few other trips I have planned, but with there's some supplies right there. Oh, Too late.
You're right there.
Oh, it's day now. We time traveled.
No, we just stood here while everyone got everything done.
Ah, like Assassin's Creed with the meditation.
Jin does not poop this entire journey.
That's because Andrew, he's a samurai. They do not poop. It would be dishonorable.
See a game with a bathroom mechanic where you have to go pee and poop. How come in Last of Us we never had to pee and poop?
But yeah, I have some other like Claire and I are gonna go to Britain, Europe at the end of the year, and then we also want to go to Japan, Korea, and we want to take another trip to Disneyland / World.
A lot of trips.
Not all at once, just in the future. These are trips we have planned.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to all that this year.
No.
What the fuck?
Just the Britain one this year is planned. The other ones are ones I've been talking about. And speaking of things I've been talking about, I'm going to go on a break now so I can eat some lunch.
Okay.
Do you feel tired, confused, or dizzy? Have you ever felt like you just can't go on because of massive headaches? Then try water! Water is the newest soft drink on the market. It's refreshing and delicious, all while containing 0 sugar, 0 corn syrup, and 0 calories. Water will give you the strength to complete the toughest of tasks on the hottest of days. Water can even be used for cleaning yourself and your clothes. An overexposure to water can lead to flooding, massive downpours, tsunamis, whirlpools, and even drowning. Gnarly, dudes. If this happens to you, call 911 and some bros will be there in a flash. If you're planning to use water without an experienced physician around, please make sure you bring along someone who is CPR certified. Man, water is good. Water, have a sip.
Hello, my name is Dr. Foe, and I work for the Paranormal Entertainment Neurological and Intelligence Studies. There is a new disease sweeping the nation that affects ones of Americans per day. This new disease is known as Dane-Burmage. Do not be alarmed, we know the cause of this Dane-Burmage. You can get it from many sources such as watching TikTok, reading YouTube comments, watching bad TV shows or movies, reading fan fiction, engaging with social media, and many other sources found on the internet. This disease is highly contagious and can spread from person to person. You will know if you have the Dane-Burmage if you are experiencing symptoms such as commenting on videos on the internet, commenting on social media posts, talking in live stream chats, browsing sources such as Tumblr or Reddit, and any activity that requires you to connect on social media with strangers. If you do have Dane-Burmage, contact your local PNIS office, and an agent will immediately come to slow the effects of the Dane-Burmage. If an agent is not able to come to get you in 24 hours, do not be alarmed. You can begin self-medication. One of the forms of self-medication is watching Zaggard on twitch.tv or the YouTubes. We have discovered that Dane-Burmage is slowed by the element known as cringe. As you can see by the state-of-the-art presentation on your screen, the cringe waves released from your monitor and speakers create a temporary shield to protect your brain from the Dane-Burmage. However, there is no known cure, so you must continue to medicate once per week to protect yourself from its dangerous effects. This has been a PSA by Paranormal Entertainment Neurological and Intelligence Studies. Remember, Dane-Burmage. We all certainly have it. All right, we're back. You can take that.
Okay. Back on.
Yep.
Backity back. Back in black. Back with a rack attack.
Back after my nice long snack.
Big Mac in my rack.
Ew. I don't want anything that comes from your rack.
Big Mac rubbing up against my ball sack.
Okay, that's it. I'm calling the police.
Oh, you're gonna call Officer Mac? I hear he's black. I don't know, I'm running out of ideas.
You know what that says, Andrew? Much like Disney, maybe you should stop.
No, the deck is stacked.
Dane-Burmage, we all have it. Speaking of Japanese, I had me some good Japanese curry.
Just like, fucking ride in and immediately kill a man. He's like, I didn't hear that. And now you'll never hear anything again. Oh, can't grab that.
Then what was the fucking point, Andrew?
What was the point of you? Why do you exist?
I failed to grasp how a discussion about
No more door! I hate this door!
how a conversation about cultural appropriation leads to colonization. Well, it's because that's what the original argument about cultural appropriation was. It was when people would, in history colonize and then take over a culture and say, oh, this is our land now, and things like that. And they would take the things they liked and be like, these are our ideas. And that was like, yeah, that's bad, but then they'll apply it to modern day stuff like, oh, I like Japanese food, so I learned to make Japanese food, and it's like, how dare you?
Yeah. Like, and I've actually seen that happen. It's so stupid. Like, I think some woman in Australia was running a really good sushi restaurant, and then this one asshole on, like, TikTok or some shit was like, she's appropriating... He wasn't even Japanese. She's appropriating Japanese culture, and everyone started review bombing her business to try to destroy it. It's like, that is a whole level.
The worst part about that is that guy is a failed chef, too.
Yeah.
Who also had a...
who was doing the same shit, so then he got review bombed, and it's just like, what is this garbage? Like, it just keeps going and going. It's like...
It's literally just hate for the sake of hate.
People are so pathetic. Like,
Dr. Foe with the whole white uniform? Damn.
Find somewhere safe. Be careful.
The conspiracy is getting thicker. I think you're on to something, man.
That's not all that's getting thicker. Oh, yeah. My gut has gotten way thicker.
I just realized I don't think I've ever seen Zaggart and Wilda in the same room. Could they be the same person? I can neither confirm nor deny these speculations.
They're on to you, babe.
Let's see.
Well, it's because Zaggart and Wilda fucking hate each other.
Yeah, that damn bitch.
You see, the truth is, Zaggart is incredibly racist.
Yeah. How dare she have two arms
He
and
hates
be
anything
human?
Asian, that's why we can never play any Asian, like, related
Yeah,
games.
if we play any
for
Asian-related games, I just start going off and start saying the most
We've never
racist
played
shit.
one. Definitely
Never.
not happening right now.
We never have.
Definitely
never
wasn't
will.
the previous
Asian games
game.
don't exist. In fact, Asians don't exist. They're not real, Andrew. They're like the Nuklivy.
Every time we see an Asian, he goes, "Open your damn eyes!" The rest of the
God, that's so fucked
maybe
up.
if you'd open up your eyes, you could drive. And then we're asked to leave the Olive Garden.
Specifically, the Olive Garden.
We're not even at Olive Garden. We're just asked to leave.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Oh yeah, him. Ooh, a Growlithe. There's an event, by the way, going on right now to catch fire types for the Song of Fire and Ice event for Pokemon Community Game. So catch fire types.
So they're ripping off Game of Thrones.
There are no fire types in that series.
They should have a House of the Dragon.
Speaking of, are you looking forward to Season 2?
Oh yeah, Season 1 was great.
I liked Season 1. The ending was a bit abrupt. But it's fine.
Yeah, that's how they get you to come back for Season 2, even though I was already going to come back for Season 2.
Yeah, it's definitely better than the last season of...
Was that the first, like, big...
main character death?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like in the...
I think. Yeah, actually, if you think about it, yeah. They're like, hey, use what worked. Yeah, I have more hope for this show, too, for two reasons. One, it's based on a book that's already done. And two different people working on it.
See, they started off doing a good job working on it, and then...
They stopped fucking trying.
Yeah.
They really did. They just stopped trying. It's kind of amazing.
They really should have just passed it
They
on.
should have passed it on. They clearly didn't want to do it anymore, but they wanted They were like, but this must be our legacy. It's like, dude... Chris Columbus didn't do all the Harry Potter movies, but, like, the first two are still his legacy. People still associate those with him. You could have just given it to someone
And in my opinion, those two are the ones that do not perpetrate the problem I hate with the movies the most. Which is the problem of putting Ron more and more into the background and putting Hermione in the front with Harry.
Yeah.
Also in the movie, I hate that like Harry and Hermione have this weird chemistry together.
Like in the movies, that's why everyone wanted them to get together. But like if you're in the books, Harry has chemistry with Ginny. Like
yeah, and there are multiple times in the books where like Harry and Hermione are hanging out without Ron. And he's like, you know, Hermione was always more of Ron's friend. Like I like her, but her idea of fun is studying and reading.
That's why people who saw the movies were like, wait, why does Hermione like Ron now? Yeah, and it got to the point where J.K. Rowling was like, yeah, I guess Harry should have ended up with Hermione. It's like, no, that's the movies, J.K. Don't do that.
The one thing I will say is Hermione and Ron getting together in school makes sense. Them staying together and getting married.
Yeah, actually, are they a good couple? I don't know.
They're good friends. They're not a great couple, though. Even though Ron does, by the last book, become a better
he gets
romantic
better at
interest.
certain things.
He's still, you know... I mean, he does start, like, thinking the way she does about caring about other races.
You know, I did like some of Harry and Ron's friendship in the movies, though. Like,
yeah.
I did... One scene that's not in the book, like, when in the 7th movie, I think, when after Ron tells the story of how the Deluminator brought him, like, him and Harry just sitting in bed, like, across from each other. Do you think Hermione will forgive me? Keep telling her that heart story. She'll come around. And I remember being like, you know, that felt like a really bro moment.
Yeah,
right?
honestly. I feel like some of the best bro moments were made up by Daniel and Rupert.
Yeah.
Because they were, you know, probably actually pretty close.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Like, yeah.
I kind of want to... Can somebody look it up if they are? They do say that they're close friends in real life. What show? What book? Unlike Zaggart, I don't hate Asians. I only hate Haitians.
Wow, that's some people would consider that worse. How can you hate the Haitian? He was a great character in Heroes.
I know, right? Ah, fuck. You know, Heroes really did its African-American characters super dirty. Like,
this quest.
Like the guy who could phase through solid objects.
Yeah, the way he died was the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in a show. I was like, wait. You can phase through anything, but the way you're gonna die is a guy puts a gun up to your chest, holds it there for like 2 seconds, and then fires a shot, and you're not gonna use your power? When earlier in the same scene, you were able to use it in a split second when he tried to punch you.
The only thing I could think is like there was someone behind him and he didn't want that person to die.
Such an out of nowhere death too.
Yeah.
Just suddenly she has a third personality and goes to Vegas or whatever.
It's they didn't write that character well at all. That's why they kill her off and then have her twin sister later because they still wanted the actress. By that point, the show is already going downhill, so who cares?
Then I'll hunt them down like animals.
I like that response. They slaughtered my family like animals, then I'll hunt them like animals. I like how Jin says that immediately, too. Like, he's immediately like, I'm gonna avenge your family.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you slaughter families like animals, you should be hunted.
They were like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals, and I hate them! I'm a samurai. I know I'm better than them.
I'm gonna kill them all, not just the men, but the women
and the children, too. I'm gonna push her at it. Push!
Where's our Spartan kid?
Damn it! Whatever, I'm gonna bow. What do you think's gonna happen?
A giant unagi will come out of...
Unagi? You mean an eel? Or Ross? Ah, unagi.
Unagi. It'd be funny if Ross himself...
Ross with an eel wrapped around himself. Ah, unagi.
You know, speaking of cute friends, Claire showed me a cute picture that I liked. It was all of the Friends cast who have kids with their kids. Phoebe... or Lisa Kudrow, David Schwimmer, Courtney Cox, and Matt LeBlanc. And it was just a nice
Matthew
picture.
Perry never have kids?
He never had kids. And neither will Jennifer Aniston. She said a few times, like...
Said she doesn't want to?
No, she can't.
Oh.
When she was younger, she wanted to, but she can't anymore. And I think it's either Matt LeBlanc, David Schwimmer, or Matthew Perry. One of those three have, like, really talked to her about it, and they've all... so she feels kind of like... their kids are her kids because they're so close.
Aw, well that's nice at least.
Yeah.
She's a real Robin Scherbatsky. Which,
Yeah.
she kind of is, and well, Robin is inspired.
Speaking of
by
another
her.
thing where the ending was fucking ruined.
Well, there's an alternate. It's okay.
Even then, though, last season was a dumb idea.
Yeah.
You want to have a 8-episode season show, okay? And how long is it going to be in world? 2 days. I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah, it was so stretched out. Did you know apparently the reason what's his name? Jason Segel, I think?
Yeah, it's because he didn't want to do the show anymore.
Like, it's kind of weird, though. Like, you only had 1 season left. You didn't want to do that?
Well, it wasn't
be
just the
done with
last
it?
season. It was the last, 2 seasons he didn't want to do anymore. But his contract ended after the second to last
Things
season.
must have been bad behind the scenes for him to not want to do
It
a
wasn't
show
that they were
anymore.
bad. It's that he wanted to move on to other things, like being a movie star, not just a TV star.
Well,
And-
I get wanting to move into movie, too, but, I don't know. Like, I'm not an actor. Like, I don't know how it is. But, like, when a show is, probably the biggest show you're ever going to do, and is also, your legacy, and has a huge fucking following, I personally would want to see it through to the end before I, move on to other
That's
things.
fair, but he didn't want it to be his, the one thing he's known for.
Oh, sorry, Jason, it is.
It kind of is, yeah.
I know he's done other films, like The Muppets and Sex Tape. Movie called Sex Tape. But nobody watched Sex Tape. And, you're known for How I Met Your Mother. You just own it. Just enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's a
but
good thing to be known for.
The other thing is also, because of how...
Should I reflect on freedom with my beloved uncle? Or booze? Obviously, booze.
Sake.
His better is a jar of Kenji's sake. But then he never stopped talking.
And Kenji himself, naked on my lap. Perhaps we could get drunk together.
And find some women.
And experiment. My uncle's gay, I should be gay too.
What is this, Gallivant? The Forbidden Forest.
Yeah.
It's a gay bar. Fucking
Forbidden for a different reason.
Your father belonged here. I belong here. You don't belong here. Yeah.
So really, father was an alcoholic too.
I fucking love Timothy Olmanson.
He is the best.
And everything he does, you can tell he tries.
Even in his one Hephaestus scene in Percy Jackson, he was so likable.
I liked him in that, much like I didn't mind Lin-Manuel Miranda as Hermes. They just did not need to be in the show, though.
Yeah.
Because it makes the gods look lame.
No, yeah, they never really... the only one who felt godly was Zeus.
Yep.
He
Lance
was the
Reddick.
only one who had presence. And it's funny, because when he was cast as Zeus, I was like, really? That's not kind of the look I think of when I think of Zeus. I wonder why he was cast as Zeus. Then I'm like, oh, that's why. You have such great... You should have been Hades. I would have loved to see him as
he would have been a
Hades.
great
He would have been a
Hades.
fantastic Hades with the intimidation and that presence he has is amazing.
Instead, we got Tech
I would
Bro.
have loved him as Hades. Instead, we've got hey, how can I help you with your computer over here? That's not the lines he said, but I could so see him saying.
Yeah,
that.
I could see him say that, and it wouldn't throw me off at all.
Here's the slaughtered family.
Well, you know what they say, Andrew. You can't spell slaughter without laughter.
Of course.
Laughter.
Killed in cold blood.
I want to know how that happened. Let's see. This means to enjoy yourself to where you uncontrollably make a loud noise, alerting all to your happiness. And this word means to murder indiscriminately a small or large group of people. Let's make it spelled the same with a letter at the front.
A map marking the location.
And then we can finally be together.
And then we can be together.
This was no random attack. Nothing else here.
As for Zeus, I'd have Anthony Hopkins voice him in your thing. Okay.
All right.
As a dumbass Zeus who can't tell the difference between snow and jizz. That's a very interesting version of Zeus. It wasn't good chemistry with Ginny, but it was there. In the movie or the books? Because in the books, I'd say, because we see it from Harry's perspective, it's a lot more built up, and it...
Well, I remember when it was first revealed Harry liked Ginny. In the books, I was like, oh, that's a little... I didn't expect that. But then as it went on, I was like, I want him to get her. I want it to happen.
Yeah, because you'd like...
Oh, the dog was trying to protect the family.
Poor dog. Now we'll have a nice little snack, though.
Yeah, at least we can eat you now.
In the movies, it makes no fucking sense. It's just all of a sudden she kisses him in the room of requirement because...
He just stares at her so awkwardly.
You know, that's how you get girls, Andrew. You stare at them awkwardly.
Yeah, Shane, you don't tell a girl you like her. It just makes you look like an idiot.
If there's one thing that movies from the early 2010s taught me...
The musical tells.
Oh, yeah. Harry Potter musical is so much fun. By the way, guys, I'm gonna renew my driver's license. All right, get off the road, everybody. Pat Costello's gonna be driving again.
It's gonna kill us all. Time for the pat down, as we call it.
What if Seth Rogen played Egyptian set? No.
Help me, my lord. Sorry, I'm on a mission. I gotta find some attacker.
Maybe
I don't want Seth Rogen to play anything. I'm so sick of Seth Rogen.
He was fine as Donkey Kong. Fine.
There are people who would have done way better.
There are people who would have done way better. Yeah. He was fine.
He was there.
He was the bare minimum.
He was playing Seth Rogen, like he does in every movie! I hate that laugh so much.
I think so. Find those.
It's amazing how someone, like, how Seth Rogen, who seems so self-aware as to how dumb he is, can also be so fucking arrogant at the same time.
It is odd. You might want to take your horse.
No. I want to walk the 980 meters. It's good for the body. The bandits attacked. They killed my horse. Yeah, sucks. Anyway, bye. That's literally... I made a joke about that, and now that's what Jin is doing. That's literally what he's doing. That's rough, buddy.
I'm clipping this. How are we? We're doing good. I think Andrew's having a good time. He's almost done with some videos. I'm almost done with some scripts.
I just clipped that fucking deer.
Well, that's what it gets for being an asshole.
Now he's gonna fucking take it to court. I go to court, the deer's in a neck brace. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Both? Really? You know, it's a little awkward in the books, but I think it's still good. Jenny's romance.
Yeah, I know.
But it's also, like, it's pretty average for a teenage romance. Teenage romances are pretty awkward. They're not as romantic as we think.
My teenage romances were very one-sided. I thought this was about...
what about, Christine? That one was...
No, yeah. Even that was a little one-sided sometimes.
Yeah, first relationships are usually never good. Yeah. For the people who it is good for their whole life, you lucky sons of bastards.
Good thing that came out of my first relationship was I stopped being afraid to talk to girls.
Yeah.
Like, when you have a girlfriend, you no longer see the girls around you as potential mates. At least I hope you don't. So, like, you know, I was a lot more comfortable talking to everyone. Then I just, you know, in college I wasn't scared at all anymore. I used to be a very shy, awkward person.
Yeah, me too. I know what you mean. There's a movie called Street Kings with Keanu Reeves. He's a cop, and in one scene he's questions on why he shot a lot of minorities. He mocked the person who asked them by saying, "Because I'm a racist."
What?
What the fuck?
Okay, adding to watch list.
It's called Street Kings. I need to watch this.
Street Kings. This sounds great. I gotta put this on next time Gabby's over, because she is one of those heretics who doesn't like Keanu Reeves.
Well, Keanu Reeves isn't some
she doesn't
great
like
actor.
Nicolas Cage, and she doesn't like Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, why do you hate fun?
Keanu Reeves isn't one of those amazing actors, but he's such a nice guy.
He's so fun, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Same with
you know, like Brendan Fraser,
Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey.
Great. A lot of Adam Sandler's movies are really bad.
Yeah, they are really bad, but he's an amazing actor.
Yeah. And, like, apparently, like, the people who work with him say, like, he's a real pleasure to work with. So.
Yeah, because half the time he makes the movies for fun.
Yeah.
you can tell because it's usually a stupid idea, and he hires all his friends.
And this guy's just crawling backwards
He
all
should
over.
have started running
doing the
30
crab
seconds.
walk. Fucking.
He's like, quick! If I crab rave, he won't attack me. Ah, hit the pole. That's actually, I like that. That can happen.
Loser.
A lot of time in games, poles aren't actual physical things; they're just there.
Like, what's that game Super Hot where everything slows down? Like
yeah.
when like Lanny Pator was playing it as Vegeta, and he realized you can cut a bullet in half as it's coming at you. He just went Game of the Year. 10 out of 10.
That does sound like something Vegeta would say. I really wish they had finished Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yeah.
But
It just got a little too complicated. Instead, they just made a series of shorts for the Buu Saga.
I still haven't seen those. I need to.
I watched them. You can knock them all out in like 5 minutes.
Finish this for me. I gotta go.
Okay. Bye, Squawk.
Bye, Claire. Alright, say hi to Satan.
I just got some free
Since you're a
green
devil woman.
All women are, you know.
Yeah, women are sin. I said say hi to Satan, and Claire was like, yeah, and then she popped her head back in. Wait, what?
My lord, will you let me go?
Only if you earn it. Undoes belt. Hands her the belt. Iron this belt for me. It's wrinkly.
Wrinkly.
You want me? How did you get your belt wrinkly? I didn't ask you to ask questions.
Tell me the truth. What were these men laughing at?
Some poor girl. She was in love with Haruo. He was in charge. She told him where her family hid their rice.
Was her name Saki?
Yes, Saki. She thought Haruo would return her affection. Instead, he killed her family, took the rice, and left her in the ditch.
Killed a whole family for rice.
Hey, food is super important.
She left out that little detail when she told us her family
Why is
was
it
killed.
all women who give us a side quest in this game are fucking liars?
Actually, yeah, wait a minute. Every woman has been a fucking liar so far. And it's always rice related too.
Yeah,
what's going on here? What's up with this rice conspiracy?
The great
What is the message that these developers want us to get from this? Women are liars. Of course, because it's Japan where you can't trust any women. They're all Yuki Onas or Futakuchi Onas or Taka Onas or Nura Onas. See, that's why Japan loves this game so much. Ah, yes, this embraces our anti-woman culture.
Let's see, internet. I was trying to respond to Baron's text about black antagonists. With the media calling Resident Evil 5 racist just because the zombies are black.
Just because it takes place in Africa.
Yeah, wait, huh? What did you expect them to be?
Because you're killing black zombies. It's like, well, it's Africa. What do you want them to be?
What are they going to be, German? Ah, yes, and they're all speaking German too.
Alright, what's going on? This is where Saki was.
She killed herself.
Tragedy, my lord.
Where is Saki?
She drowned herself in the river.
Yep.
From what I understand,
She couldn't swim, I guess?
No, I think she personally did it. She might have just tied some rocks to her feet.
Bandits met on the road. They won't do any more harm.
Thank you, my lord.
Oh, this is the guy with the injured leg. How'd he get all the way here?
He had some help.
See, I knew you'd be right.
He'll be alright. Just
He'll
walk
be
it off.
right. Yeah, deal with it. My leg is broken. They killed Morris. Yeah, sucks. I've got people to kill.
Jason, I hear your asthma acting off. Go take a lap to get it to stop.
Charm of bludgeoning. Jesus Christ.
Minor melee damage. Why is it only minor? It should be major.
Well, it's to stagger damage specific.
Oh, I thought it just said melee damage. Or was that Charm of Ferocity?
No, it was Charm of bludgeoning.
No, the one. Never mind. I'm surprised Cyberpunk wasn't put into controversy because the Voodoo Boys gang are all black since they're Haitian, and you can shoot them down. I mean, yeah, but you can shoot down all the gangs in the Cyberpunk. The other thing is, it's supposed to be more of a the poor people versus the corporations.
Hello.
And they're all evil gangs in that.
The one outside Umugi Cove? It's cursed. People go missing.
The people there are vulnerable, without a place to call home.
Also, no one's supposed to be innocent in that game, so you can't really be like, oh, how dare they?
In Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
I didn't really play it because it launched so bad.
It's good now. You could try it.
I hear it's good now. I'm curious about it now, so maybe I'll give it a chance. I don't know.
To be fair, there's some stuff in that game that are yikes. Seth Rogen played a guy named Bob twice. A character who's named Bob with no surname.
There's a young man all alone
Huh.
there, defending it from vandals and thieves.
One of Master Izo's works. This young man.
What are you hoping they change in the remake for 5?
To lose that statue to the invaders.
Please.
Doesn't excuse the media assuming that black people can't be antagonists. That's true. Just don't want RE5 remake to change settings because of the damn media. Like, well, IGN is IGN. No one really listens to them.
You can't
anymore.
spell ignorant without IGN.
Yeah. It's Japan, MG. Have you seen yokai?
No, I know, yeah, that was the joke I was making.
I hope they change the setting in Africa because I liked 5, but man, none of the areas or environments were memorable.
Well, you know, they could, there's a lot of really awesome looking shit in Africa, honestly. I think you could still have the setting be Africa, but, like, maybe, like, make the environments a little more, you know, creative or something.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to change where it is.
If you change the whole setting, you might as well make a new game.
Yeah.
Like, why even remake if you're going to change where the game takes place? It's like if I'm like, I'm going to remake Ghost of Tsushima, but it's going to take place in Kentucky. It's like, it's not Ghost of Tsushima anymore, is it?
And yet they're all still samurai for some reason. It's like, what the hell?
Like,
it's the KFC samurai.
Yeah.
Lord Fried Chicken.
The KFC samurai.
Lord Sanders.
It's still finger licking.
Somebody make
Lord
this
Sanders.
Somebody make a mod for this game where it does that. That would be fucking hilarious. Bye, guys. I'm gonna go to the driving realm now. Everybody, get off the road. He's gonna run you over. 544. Edgerunner saves Cyberpunk for fading into obscurity. The anime was depressing, and Mike Pondsmith loves to mess with our heads.
I still need to check out the anime. Everyone says it's really good.
It's really good. Fun fact about the anime, there is a lolly character in it. And
really?
The developers of Cyberpunk said, I don't really know if we want this lolly character. She doesn't really fit with our setting. And the animator said, no lolly, no anime.
Wow. You know, I will say, I think it was wrong of the developers to remove the mod that lets you have sex with Keanu Reeves. Let the modders do what they want. Damn it. I remember, I was watching YMS talk about, like, the Cyberpunk game, and at first he was enjoying it, so he was like, alright, I'll give it, like, this score. I think he said, like, 7 out of 10. But then as he found more glitches and shit, he was like, okay, now, actually, it's more like a 6 out of 10. And then as he learned about how bad it was on last-gen consoles, he's like, okay, now it's a 5 out of 10. Then when they announced, we're removing the mod that lets you have sex with Keanu Reeves, he said, I'm lowering my score again. That's the annoying thing, though, like, not that specifically, but the annoying thing about games these days is when you try to give a game, like, a reviewer a score, you never know what they're gonna change later, and then it's like, well, now I feel like I have to change my score, like with fucking Mortal Kombat 1, where I was way too damn nice to it. I should have given it a 6, but I gave it a 7, and then after the shit that came out later, I was like, now it's a fucking 4. Like, I've had enough. I've had enough of all this stupid monetization.
Again, I think there's a place for monetization in games, but it's not in... First of all, it's not in full-price games. Unless the full-price game is going to be something like Overwatch, where it's going to last for a long time, and the monetization is only really going to kick in after about a year or two the game is around. But if it's like Mortal Kombat, and you're not... Like, with adding characters, I can kind of get it. Or adding maps.
I don't think you should add monetization after a year, because then, like, people who bought the game specifically for it not having monetization are going to get really mad.
Well, that's why I say, like, if it's a live service game, that's kind of different, because they need a reason to continue keeping the game up.
Yeah, like, but then, like, just be upfront about what's gonna be in the game from the start, honestly. Like, you know, if it's like some free-to-play game, fine, like, you can... Then, like, yeah, I understand having microtransactions, but, like, you have to price them, like, fairly. Because sometimes they're like, oh, you know, we're gonna charge fucking $20 for one skin, so that way we only need, like, 1% of the people to buy it. Well, you know what? Charge $2 for the skin, and 10 times the people will buy it. Like, for fuck's sake. They're so dumb sometimes. And also, especially not when you're already charging $70 for the game in the first place. Nobody wanted Mortal Kombat 1 to be a live service. I guarantee you no one on the planet Earth wanted that.
I don't know. There are people who want the online fighting, and that's
not the live service element, though. MK9 and MKX weren't live services. They were both incredibly successful, and they both still have online fighting.
No, but the live service, the online fighting is the live service.
You know what I mean by live service.
I know what you mean.
Nobody has called a game a live service just because it has online fighting. Like, when they're talking about live service, they're talking about, oh, we're gonna keep, like, you know, having these seasonal things and, like, adding to the game, even though they never really add anything. It's, like, always just the same shit you've seen 500,000 times, done over and over, and tedious and boring and annoyingly done.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is what MK1 is doing with their stupid Invasions live service garbage. It's not fun to play, it's annoying. And they're like, yeah, we have... Each character has, like, 50 skins. No, each character has 2 skins and 48 recolors. Those aren't skins. Stop it. Stop calling those skins.
Technically, they are skins, but they aren't valuable is the thing.
Yeah. If all you did was turn the tint to the side, you didn't actually put effort into it.
Yeah, it's true.
Costs you nothing to make, and then you still charge $10 for it.
Look, the company that first started adding different colored Pokemon, or different colored characters was Pokemon, and that was when they used to have the tint, and they don't do that anymore. When they make a shiny, they actually design it now.
MK9 did it perfectly. Every character had an alternate skin included in the damn game, and they had a story mode, and they had a challenge mode, and they had versus mode, and they had online versus mode, and they had tag team mode. No microtransactions at all. And then eventually they were like, hey, we're going to release some skin packs. For $3, you get 10 skins. And they were actual skins. They weren't recolors. I was like, that sounds great. Yeah, I bought all of the packs for MK9, and I was happy to get them. Now it's like, oh, for $10 you can get 1 recolor, or for $25 you can get 1 skin. And instead of challenge mode, we have this fucking live service mode, which isn't fun to play, and we don't have a crypt anymore, and we don't have a tag team anymore, and we have 7 less characters than MK9 had, yet the game is more expensive. It's like, this degradation of gaming is so sad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's why I'm kind of getting more into the indie scene.
Yeah, I think that's a good scene to be in.
There are a lot of good indie games out there right now. There's shit ones still. I'm not going to pretend all of them are good, but there are a lot of good ones.
It sucks when it ruins a potentially great game, because MK1's gameplay is fun, its story is fun. If you didn't do this bullshit, it would have been a way better game.
Yeah. Let's see. That's what I'm saying. Change the area of Africa, then do one in OG5. What? For Fred's fuck's sake, CDPR said the lolly doesn't fit with the world, and meanwhile they approved Rebecca's brother Pillar, who's a literal cartoon character that you'd see in Cool World. Interesting.
Really?
I don't remember that character.
Have you seen Cool World?
No, but you've told me about it a few times.
Yeah.
It's that one where that guy had like a really good idea.
Yeah. He wanted to make it a horror film, but the studio wouldn't let him.
Yeah, fucking
studios
always get in the way. Always. The reason why the third Spider-Man film is the worst is because of the studio. The reason why all the DC movies are bad is because of the studio. Not all of them are bad, but you know what I mean. the reason why we're just getting really basic Marvel content is because of the fucking studio. It's never because the creative is like just has a bad idea and scams everybody. Well, actually, that's not.
Have
true.
you heard what's happening to some games now with that Sweet Baby Inc?
Yep, I know about.
Like,
yep.
Why does that even exist? Like, why are people this dumb? Like that they consult groups like that. It's like, just ignore that shit. Like, why do you entertain that garbage? I don't understand it.
Because they're hoping to reach a wider audience, and this group will help them do that.
It's like you already have a wide audience, and this group is not helping you. They're making everything worse.
But Andrew, we need all of the money. We don't need money, we need all of the money.
Whatever. I'm just happy we have companies like Santa Monica and Larian and shit like that. Like, did you hear the shit Larian said recently?
No, I did not.
Yeah, like they won some awards, and they used that time to talk about like how like ridiculous it is that the games industry like keeps laying people off despite profits, and how like, you know, not having shareholders is actually good for your company, because they said we have no shareholders and yet we're making a lot of profit, and the benefit of that is we don't have to listen to shareholders.
Yeah.
And like talking about how like it's the developers that make your games what they are, and it's really important to keep them like feeling respected and cared for. And like I think CEO of Larian said, like, other companies keep asking, what's your secret? And I'm like, my secret is I make a game that I think the player wants to play. Like, it's not complicated.
Yeah, and Nintendo follows the same idea with that.
Yeah, Nintendo keeps their... Look, I have a lot of problems with Nintendo, but they keep their veteran developers around and try to make their games
in
fun.
fact,
So
I think in the last
good.
few years when things were going bad for them, instead of laying people off, there were two things that they did. One was like 10 years ago, they lowered all the top executives.
Yes, the executives took pay cuts instead.
And then recently they also gave all their employees like a 10% bonus.
Yeah.
So it's like, and look, they're all still around. People are still like, you know, I can't wait for the next game, even if it's so-so. And then
it's really not that complicated. And yet people are like, oh no, there's nothing we can do. And then there's actually jackasses who defend that shit. Like, whoa, they have to be profitable. It's like, you know how you be profitable? You make a good product.
Yeah,
like, why is it so hard to understand?
Yeah, like the thing they don't, like I said, they don't just want money. They want all of the money.
Mm-hmm.
And on the one hand, yes, you do need to be profitable. That is your goal. But there are ways to be profitable without being terrible.
Yeah.
There are ways. It doesn't have to be either you give away stuff for free like that one coffee house in Canada, or you squeeze everything out of all your employees and customers. You can do a middle ground, guys. You can make a product and have people pay for it, and you can also be good to your developers.
You know what's funny? Everyone wants DLC for Baldur's Gate 3. People are actually begging for it because they want more game. And the developers are saying, "Oh, we're not planning on doing that." People are like, "Why not?" And they're like, "Well, because we put everything we wanted to put in the game at launch. We don't know what else we would do." And fair enough. Like, and it's amazing. Like, they launched the game as finished as they possibly could.
It's like if you wrote a book, and people were like, "Hey, can you make the next book?" And it's like, this is the
story's finished. Like,
yeah, we're good. That's
all right. We have Moon Stance now, so that's cool. It's good against the heavy guys.
Section. One thing that was yikes in Resident Evil 5 is that there's a marshland section where the enemies dress up in tribal gear and start throwing spears at the main character.
Oh, well, I'd have to see it.
Yeah, it'd have to.
Because here's the thing: there are still tribes like that in Africa, as far as I know. It's not it's not common. Obviously, it's really not.
But they do exist.
But yeah, I can understand being a little more upset about that. Like, but I don't know. I haven't played.
Yeah, the question is, are the bad guys doing it, and they're supposed to look like? Like it's like, oh, that's okay for them to do, or is it like, oh, these bad guys are disrespecting this culture? If that's the case, like, oh yeah, they're the villains. It's fine if they do it, because we're not supposed to like them. Or Like, you know, Biff
Also-
from the future.
Also, I just realized if they're throwing spears, those guys probably aren't zombies. At first, my first thought was, oh, so we have tribal zombies. And then I was like, wait a minute, they're throwing spears. Maybe they're not zombies. Maybe they're just tribal guys.
The detective was a long arm. That's I don't remember who that character is. I'm sorry. Speaking of good indie games, my favorite indie game was The Invincible. It's based on a book by Stanislaw Lem. It's not a long game. It's around 3 to 5 hours long, but it's awesome. Can you give me some context about it? It sounds interesting. Turns out, to be fair, primitive African tribes still exist. Yep, exactly. It's the Wadabi tribe is an example. Yeah, from software doesn't do that bullshit and still makes a lot of money. That's true. Posted something in
I got so tired of people like defending the Mortal Kombat shit in my comments. People are like, what? There's no game. People are actually saying there's no way for a game to be profitable. And I listed like 30 games underneath.
That's like the argument of, since when is there a show where the first season is the best, and then you just list off all of the shows?
I don't understand the people who defend this because it's like, okay, before you defend a certain practice, ask yourself, are you happy that that's the way it is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want that to be the way it is? People say, oh, you're being unfair to this show, or you shouldn't criticize this about this show, or you're being unfair to this game, or you shouldn't criticize this thing about this game, or this is the norm. It's like, are you happy it's there? Because if you are, you're stupid. Like, I'm sorry. If you're happy that a game has less features than games used to have, and you're happy that games like give you less value than they used to have, something's wrong with you. If you're happy that a show doesn't adapt its source material properly and is inferior to how we wanted it to be, then I don't know what's going on with you. If you like the changes, then you can make an argument for that. But if you're saying you shouldn't expect it to be good, then I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Like, I could understand if you're making an argument like, no, I like this change though for this reason. Then I'd be like, okay,
that's you.
I'm happy. I'm happy you like it. I didn't. Yeah. But if you're sitting there going, you're being unfair, you expect the show to actually show what was in the book? Yes, I do. That's why it's called a show. Because you show it. Like, you forget the whole reason that word exists. Like,
there's one to your right coming up on you. Nice hit.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I agree. It's so ridiculous. Like, again, if you like the change, you can make an argument. But if the change, if your argument is it can't be good, it's like, what? That's like going into a 5-star restaurant and then the food tastes like shit and being like, well, what do you expect?
Yeah, that's the norm. It's normal for snobby restaurants to not give you value.
It's impossible to make a good steak. I'm sorry, what now?
In order to be profitable, they give you cardboard on a plate when you paid for a proper steak, because this is the way the company makes money. What do you expect?
I expect them to give me a fucking steak when I order a fucking steak.
I expect to get what I paid for, believe it or not. I know that's some sort of lost art on you people. Not you guys specifically.
Yeah,
I'm talking about you know who I'm talking about.
The autonomous you. What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
I love how that guy didn't get hit from
This man is titanium.
I am titanium.
Exactly.
That was an interesting song.
Iron Man should play this.
Thank you, my lord. Go.
So, RE4 and 5 weren't zombies, they were parasites. I mean, that depends on what you're different.
Again, haven't really played them, so I don't know. I know Resident Evil 2's story, 3's story. Oh, I do know most of 1's story. I know 6's story, or not 6, sorry, 7's story, I meant to say. I didn't really... I don't really know what happens in Village. All I know is the
vampires.
sexy vampire woman. Actually, it's a bunch of, like, horror characters, the woman. And people are like, oh, the vampire woman's the first one to die? We thought, like... It's like, well, to be fair, the internet kind of overblew her because everyone thought she was so sexy. Like, obviously they're not going to reveal, like, the final stuff in the trailers. They're going to reveal the early stuff.
What the heck are we talking about?
I don't know, what were we talking about?
I'm sorry, not Pilar, not Pillar. Well, you know, that's too bad.
Lord
I'm too stupid. The reason they did that was because the parasite that infected them for reasons made them want to dress like that. Like before the parasite, they were regular civil people.
All right.
Okay, well that's then the parasite is a fucking racist.
That's actually hilarious. We've got a racist parasite over here. That's the best thing since the racist dog from Homicide. Did you get a look at him? No, but he was Mexican. How do you know he was Mexican if you didn't get a look at him? My dog barked at him. My dog always barks at Mexicans. What do we got so far? A racist dog. I loved that scene. That was the best scene in Homicide. That's like something out of a comedy.
Guess they're just running the zombies from 28 days later, but smarter, but they do fall under the category of a force that spreads the infection. Not by bites, but still spreads. Like the parasites has never done that before or after 5. The parasite was going through a phase then, man.
Like the parasite was going through his edgy college phase where he's been watching certain podcasts and YouTube.
Next, he's gonna the parasite is gonna start saying women belong in the kitchen.
Yeah, I was about to say next the parasite's gonna start watching Hustlers University and become an alpha male parasite.
You know, that would be 10 times better than the fucking alpha male bullshit they did in She-Hulk.
Oh god, that was ridiculous.
They
ruined the intelligentsia.
Yeah, because they didn't care. They wanted to do the
I swear they read no fucking comics. They looked up a Wikipedia article, who are some Hulk villains. They saw intelligentsia and they're like, that sounds like something some alpha male group would call themselves. There's nothing to do with that in the comics. Absolutely nothing to do with
the
that.
only thing they got right is that She-Hulk, her comics are very comedic.
Is that she breaks the fourth wall.
She breaks the fourth wall. Her comics can be very comedic, and she's one of the more sexual characters. Like there's that one,
like she has a sex life. You're saying?
Well, it's more it's that, but there's also like there's that one scene where they're all in a hot tub and she just gets straight naked in front of all the Avengers to join with them.
I actually didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's one thing that people kept using as arguments as to why her doing the twerking with Megan Thee Stallion made sense, and I'm like, kind of, but not really.
Also, that Megan Thee Stallion shit was so on the nose, and I was like, what are we doing? Like, I swear, like, one of the writers was a huge Megan Thee Stallion fan.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, Megan Thee Stallion? I'm like, I've never even heard of this woman.
She's gotten really big since then.
I'll bet. I would kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. And you just calm down. I can't believe he was so dumb to think he was actually dating Megan Thee Stallion. It's like,
also, I'm gonna spoil Pilar's the one who gets shot.
Also, that wedding episode was terrible.
Even the trailer spoiled that anyway for a brief moment. So sorry, Andrew. I'm just not gonna read it.
I didn't even hear it. Thank you for not spoiling that.
Honestly, it's a forgettable character, clearly, because I don't remember who this character is, but you might remember, so... Lamau, racist parasite. Hi, swordfish mess. Oh my fucking god.
I always said, like, I thought it would be a hilarious, like, bad taste joke to have this. I think this eagle clipped through the building. I think we found a glitch. There's no way that's supposed to be there.
Yeah, clearly that's supposed to be there, Andrew. What are you talking about?
Alright, I'm gonna try to kill the eagle.
On your right
or
left?
Where is it? Okay, here we go. Oh my god, he sees me. Yeah, there's no way that's supposed to be there. Something went wrong. How come I can't get a predator hide from that?
It's on the roof.
I always thought it would be a funny bad taste joke, like when at the end of Infinity War, Thanos does the snap, and then since they're in Wakanda, you just see all the people disappear, and like Rhodey and like Falcon and everyone disappear, and then they all look at Thanos like, Thanos! He's like, what? I had to get rid of those who weren't contributing. He's the villain, right?
Yeah,
like, you know, it's like, what the hell? That That is messed up, man. That is messed up.
To be fair, he does get rid of quite a few of the black.
Yeah, he does.
The only major character who's still around is Okoye.
Yeah, no, Rhodey's still around.
Is Rhodey? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think they made it look like it was going to be Rhodey, but then it was actually Sam. Or something. I don't know. But yeah,
Either way.
Rhodey was still around. Sam disappeared, Black Panther disappeared, like, yeah.
I still remember when Mark Ruffalo spoiled the ending for Infinity War when he goes, everyone dies. And they're like, dude, what the fuck?
They told all the actors different results so that because they knew somebody was gonna fuck up.
Although Mark Ruffalo is known for fucking up, and so was Tom Holland. And there's one interview with the two of them and only the two of them, and Disney deleted it, which means they probably spoiled some major shit at some point.
Also, I think it was Mark Ruffalo who accidentally left his phone on Facebook Live during the premiere or something.
Oh yeah,
he was like, "I'm making a live video on the way, and hey, I'm going in to see the film." And then he accidentally didn't turn it off, so he was just broadcasting the movie on Facebook Live. And at one point, the guy next to him, I think, was like, "Turn off your fucking phone! I'm getting messages from Disney."
Mark Ruffalo, you fucking idiot.
I love him, but my god, Mark.
That is such a boomer thing to do.
It really is. Have you seen Poor Things?
I have not.
It's actually really fun. It's really good.
I should watch it. Okay.
Yeah. And Mark Ruffalo is hilarious in that film.
How are you guys liking Ghost? By the time you complete it, the PC version will be out.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably.
We're just kind of going at our own pace.
I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah, honestly, we're having a lot of fun with it, as opposed to certain other games. Not that we weren't enjoying Neo, but you have to constantly grind, and that it's built that way.
If I was playing by myself, I might enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy playing that by myself. But we stopped having fun with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. We kind of stopped having fun with Immortals: Phoenix Rising. This I'm still having fun with.
Yeah. It's real great. And I'm interested in the story, too. I was not interested in the story of any of those games at all.
Yeah, right now we're trying to get the armor of Gosaku.
Well, Andrew's trying to get the armor. I'm trying to get the...
Well, you went and did a couple farms, then you handed it to me.
I just wanted to, clear the farms so they would give me more rice. Rice is very valuable right now.
Haven't you seen that rice does not end well in this game?
Well, not for women.
Women and bandits.
The Invincible is a sci-fi game based on a book by the same name and developed by ex-CDPR members. It has a 1990s
former
futuristic
CD Projekt Red members. Okay.
The hero of the story is a woman called Yasna. She wakes up on a planet called Regis 3 with memory loss. All she knows for sure is that she's part of the research team sent to Regis 3. I don't want to spoil too much.
Sometimes
Bye, Paul, the video game NPC.
Sometimes it takes me a while to find the fucking guys we're supposed to be killing.
Repeatedly slams head against table. Why? What did I do? Well, thank fuck I didn't spoil it for Andrew for nothing. Damn it, Zagger, look him up. One thing that I'm glad that they're keeping the same for 5 is Wesker's stupid supervillain plot. To that stuff he said in 4.
Oh good, you can't take any Wesker shit out. He's the best part of Resident.
They should just delete Wesker from the universe.
I'm gonna kill you.
If I had the Infinity Gauntlet, I would just delete random characters that people love for no reason.
You're a monster!
And nobody would know that I was doing it, because it wouldn't be some national crisis. So they'd just be like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, the fandoms would know. They would think that Netflix is just deleting all their favorites.
Yeah, I know. They wouldn't know it was me. They would know something's happening. There would be YouTube videos about it.
How the fuck would they know it was you? You think people would know the Infinity Gauntlet exists?
That's my point. I would just be doing it and you just see YouTube videos. Suddenly everybody's copy of this game with this character disappeared.
It's like when fucking Kira was released.
Take our key and see for yourself, my lord.
This is how I know I'd be a supervillain if I had superpowers. I'd do the pettiest shit ever.
I think 90% of people would
be
villains
definitely.
if they had superpowers.
Just look at every evil organization in history. Most people just follow it because that's the best option. Let's see. How much time left for the stream?
What time is it? It's 6:11, like 15, 20 minutes. After this stream, I'm gonna get something to eat. I am hungry.
No. You deserve the worst punishment in the world. Yeah, I already have the worst punishment in the world. You can't give me what I already have. If I'm a supervillain, my theme song would be the Troll song. That would be my first thing. I would make it so everybody has a theme song, and all of them are songs that they hate.
You're an agent of
So whenever you walk into a room, you start hearing a song you hate.
Why even? Like, what is to be gained?
I'm evil, Andrew. I'm not a good person. There's suffering. That is what I am gaining. I am gaining
Hey,
suffering.
Joker.
Jane
is a horrible person. You know, one show that, like, almost never seems to know what to do with its characters is American Horror Story.
Yeah, that's another
It is one of the dumbest shows.
That's another one where, it does, yeah, it started off real good. The first season is considered by some to be the best.
I still think the second season is the best. It's Asylum.
I haven't watched any of it, so I don't know.
The thing is, like, especially with the recent seasons, a lot of the time you'll have someone just being an objectively horrible monster. And then a few episodes later, I'm supposed to like this character. Not like something new was revealed. It's just like you're supposed to like them now.
Wait.
And be glad that they get a happy ending. It's like, I don't want that asshole to get a happy ending. That person slaughtered a bunch of people a few episodes ago. Like, why am I supposed to want them to get a happy ending?
Okay.
The worst season was American Horror Story Cult. It was all about, I swear to God, it was all about, like, the evil fallout of the Trump election.
What?
I can't make this stuff up.
Huh. Okay, then.
It was so bad.
Yeah, that sounds kind of dumb. Okay, well, I have two questions to ask you. Question one, can you give me an example of a character where they try to make them good after they do horrible things? Question two, that show's still going on?
As far as I know. Yeah. Like, in Hotel, literally every character is a murderer. One of them's, like, this guy's, like, a vampire who, like, constantly slaughters, like, he's, like, Lady Gaga's boyfriend. They're both vampires together.
Okay.
And they constantly, like, bring people to their hotel and murder them in their beds and drink their blood.
Okay.
Like, he's constantly doing this. He's killed, like, God knows how many people. And then when he's finally, like gets shot or something, like, he's like, I don't want my soul to be trapped here in the hotel, so his mom drags him outside so he can move on to the afterlife, and like, that's not so bad by itself. But then, like, in the final episode, like, she gets this medium to help her talk to her son, and it's supposed to be happily revealed her son is in heaven, and he's happy. I'm like, why is he in heaven? He's a serial killer! It's like, your son is in a beautiful place, and this good music plays. I'm like, no, I don't want that guy to be in heaven. That guy's a monster. What are you doing?
What?
He would not be in heaven.
Who writes this show?
I have no idea, and there's more of that in the other seasons. It's ridiculous.
What the That's so stupid. That would be like having, like, Bowser at the end of the Mario movie. He, like, disappears and then he ends up marrying Peach. It's like, why? Why did they get married? Well, you know, we gotta feel bad for him. He's a turtle. What? That's it? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this, like, I don't, like, why would he be in heaven? He's been murdering people the whole show. Oh, but he's her little boy. She wants him to be okay. It's like, well, sorry, your son's a piece of shit.
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck?
Like, what do you want me to say? You know what would have been a good reveal if afterwards the medium says to someone else, no, he isn't. I just said that.
Yeah. Some good news if you like Ghost. A credible leaker named Jeff Grubb has said that there's going to be a Sony State of Play or showcase, and Ghost 2 is likely to appear.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I would be happy to. I'm sure there's going to be a sequel to Ghost at some point. If there's going to be news on it sometime soon, that'd be cool.
I'm not sure there's going to be a sequel, but I'm sure that the studio has something planned. At the very least.
I'd be shocked if there wasn't a sequel. I think this is the most successful game Sucker Punch has ever made.
The main reason, oh right, it's Sucker Punch. Okay, maybe they will because it's a studio.
Yeah.
But I was thinking if it was like just the developers, they might have plans to do other stuff.
No, yeah, it's Sucker Punch, and they've made sequels to everything they've made.
Yeah,
so.
That makes sense. Okay, never mind. Once you said that, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I always forget that it's Sucker Punch because this is. It doesn't feel like a Sucker Punch game.
It really doesn't,
and that's a good thing.
Sucker Punch is a studio that who's really evolved. And their old stuff was great too. I love the Sly Cooper games. I love the Infamous games, but this is their best game in my opinion, and it's really amazing how much more adult it is than the other games.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
And again, knowing it's from Sucker Punch kind of just makes me in more awe of it.
It kind of reminds me of Naughty Dog going from Crash Bandicoot to Jak and Daxter to Uncharted to The Last of Us. That progression.
Uncharted to Last of Us is that one's a little bit more believable.
No, yeah, that's totally
it was before that was you make these kind of goofy games, guys. What are you doing here? Oh, never mind. You did a good job. Keep doing it.
And also, if you think about it, Insomniac also going from Spyro to Ratchet and Clank to Spider-Man. They haven't done an R-rated game.
Yeah, Spider-Man is still cartoony.
But they're going to make Wolverine. That'll probably be their R-rated. If Wolverine's not M-rated, everyone's going to be mad. They're definitely going to make that M-rated.
That's still comic booky, though. It's a little...
Yeah. It's not as, gritty as this or Last of Us. Yeah.
I'm not saying comic books can't be human, but there's a difference when it's...
you guys get what we're saying, right?
Yeah.
This is a tale about war. Last of Us is a tale about the apocalypse,
I'll be honest, though, they did not do a great job with Spider-Man 2. I had fun.
It has its problems. I honestly still love the game, but I totally get what people are talking about.
And unfortunately, the biggest problems are the story.
Yeah.
Every other issue, I'm I take it or leave it.
Though there are some people who are mad for just dumb reasons, I told you about.
There are also
why are there women in Craven's Hunters? It's if you want to be mad about something, you should be mad that they can't beat Mary Jane, which... Granted, he was later. Craven's Hunters are from all over the world. You don't expect any women in there.
That's not even what bugs me about Craven's Hunters.
You prefer just Craven being a one-on-one kind of guy. You don't want him to have an army. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were also people, though, who were, sucking the game's dick so hard. They're this game is going to win Game of the Year. There's no way any other game will beat it. Anybody who says something is just huffing copium. And I'm dude, you're huffing the copium.
Also, it was the same year as Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't going to be Baldur's Gate 3.
it was really ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you know what they would always show for clips to prove that it would win?
What?
Just a clip of them swinging through the city. That's it.
We've seen them
no combat, no story, just swinging through the city.
The gameplay is wonderful. I agree with that, but that's not proof it's going to be Game of the Year.
Yeah, they're showing a clip of some guy playing a game and the character can swim. Oh, Game of the Year!
You know what I noticed there was a lot of in Spider-Man 2 that I'm not sure if I like or not, is there was a lot of villains who weren't being villains anymore. You notice that with Sandman, Tombstone, and Mysterio.
Yeah, with Sandman, I know that is actually a thing in this comic.
The Sandman one, I thought, oh, cool, a new, side to Sandman. But then when it just kind of kept happening, I was a little okay, it seems we're doing this a lot. I'm saying I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not necessarily against it, but I don't know if maybe, there was a little too much. Because I do like when villains are villains.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
The Tombstone one, I was okay, I could believe that based on the character in the games we got. But the Mysterio one was very
Also, doesn't Tombstone just like straight up beat a man to death in the first game? It's like, so first degree murder? That's not lifetime in jail? Like, isn't it? He's like, I turned my life around. Great, you still beat a man to death who you didn't need to.
It's the whole question of, do you think that people can be redeemed or not? And that would be a nice argument to have, but that's not the argument the game has. The argument is he's already been redeemed, and I'm like, has he? Was this off screen?
It's like, how long were you in jail for? Like also, how much later is this game? Just a couple of years, right? So he first degree murdered someone and wasn't even in jail for 5 years.
Yeah,
that's not justice. That's not okay.
It doesn't work. That one is. There's a lot of holes in that one. It could have been another character.
And I do agree with something one guy pointed out. Like, some people were really mad that like 3 of Spider-Man's villains were killed by Kraven.
Yes, agreed.
And I agree with what one person said. It's like it would have been a lot better if you got to play as Kraven killing them.
Yes,
in those
that would have
scenes.
been so fucking.
And I
cool.
was like, I completely agree with that. That would be that's how you fix it, honestly.
I'm still alive.
That would have also balanced out the mini games as playing as what's her name? Jane.
Fucking Mary. I hate those.
I don't hate them. I enjoy them, but I see the issue that someone might have. Again, this is why he shouldn't have had an army. It should have been like anything else, like maybe Oscorp.
Well, that's going to be the next one. That's why they're not doing it. But you know
in the game.
You know the next game is going to be the Oscorp army.
Yeah, I know.
Because it's going to be Green Goblin.
But which would you believe more? Mary Jane sneaking up on professional elite hunters and stun gunning them.
We have a difference of opinion on this. I want Mary Jane missions out of the game altogether.
Yeah,
I
know.
hated them in the first game, and they were slightly more fun to play, but way less believable in the second game.
Yeah.
So either way, it's stupid, idiotic, horribly written, idiotic idiocy. I cannot believe they brought that back. And even the creator said, like, one of the creators said, I know people hated those missions, but we're still doing them. And it's like, what kind of arrogant-ass attitude is that?
On the one hand, that does sound arrogant. On the other hand, it's like, this is the thing we want to make, so...
Yeah, but you know the people don't want it, and it's bad writing. Like, how do you justify this?
Well, in the first one, I think they were actually good. I think they were good, and they made
were
sense.
so slow, though. Like, in the first one, it was more believable because she's just sneaking around. But in this, she's sneaking around master hunters!
Yeah, in this one, it's dumb.
And they can't even hit her, and they can't fucking... One of them gets the drop on her from behind and misses! How can you be this stupid?
Look, he lied on his resume. I still love them, though, so it doesn't bother me, but I understand fully why it bothers you.
Yeah.
It's a huge logical inconsistency.
We wanted to have a little shooter in our game. Great, put Punisher in the game or something. Anything but this. I don't know what to tell you.
I hope the next game is only Mary Jane missions.
You are an agent of chaos.
I just want to see you rage at the machine.
It's so stupid.
Thank you for following Raya. Or Raya, whatever you want to say. What an interesting time to join us.
Dumb, yeah, we're just arguing about the Mary Jane missions.
Let's see. Insomniac leaks confirmed R rating, a full dismemberment system for both Wolverine and the enemies.
Yes,
I like that idea.
I know that there were real leaks at Insomniac, so yeah. Someone actually hacked them and revealed a bunch of shit.
I don't like that because now I'm.
No, I don't like that it was leaked. I'm just saying I know it's legit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Unless they decided to change their mind because they got hacked.
I am excited for the Venom spin-off game.
All right, there's going to be a Venom
spin-off
game.
Yeah, that's one of the things that was leaked. It's like how Miles Morales was a spin-off game. We're going to get to full-on play as Venom against Carnage now. So.
On the one hand, yay. On the other hand, I don't like the way you did the Carnage story. It just happened.
Yeah, it was a little... Also, after they at the end of the game, like, all of the Venom symbiotes were destroyed, weren't they? So how is that one still alive for Carnage?
Because it wasn't in the main city. They flew away, Andrew, so it was outside the ring.
But I thought it was a hive mind. I thought that was why they died.
See, that's one of the problems with the game is Venom symbiote. Other symbiotes aren't. It's not actually a hive mind.
Also, yeah, I don't like that what he has is just a Venom symbiote and not like a spawn of Venom, like how it is in the comic.
Yeah, agreed.
Because that's what makes it different. Right?
Yeah, that's what makes it another creature. Again, the way they did Carnage is terrible, and it makes me kind of annoyed.
So the fireproof symbiote thing is like, well, what's Carnage's weakness even going to be? Just bells again?
Yeah, What were you thinking there? Like, literally, the character, his weakness is fire. I know, we'll make it a fireproof symbiote, and we'll call it Carnage. You're kidding, right? Like, did you read what you just said?
There were little things I liked. I liked the Agent Venom Easter egg thing.
Yeah, that was nice. And then playing as Venom was so fun because it was so out of nowhere.
Which makes me really happy that they're making a spin-off game.
It makes me excited.
Yeah. But yeah, I know, yeah. I agree with you on the Carnage stuff. I agree with you.
I'm still playing the next game. It's not like
I'm still going to play it and hope it's great.
This is not their Game of Thrones Season 8. I'll just say that. A lot of cut content makes it seem like Spider-Man 2 was rushed by Sony because they didn't have any big games coming at all. The amount of cut content people are finding to this day are staggering. Really?
Really? I
haven't been keeping up
actually.
with that. Me and Quaz have a villain who is borderline evil. He's so evil, even we, the writers, hate him. I hate Mysterio being redeemed. I don't know how I feel about that. It just... Whatever, I don't care.
Here's what I hated. That you could only play the Mysterio arenas as Miles. You can't play them as Peter.
Yeah.
I was like, why? Why can't...
It's because it's supposed to be Miles' thing.
I know, but like... You know I love arena modes in games, so I would have loved to do like some arena shit with Peter. So that's why, like, okay, fine, make it so you can only do the story as Miles, I guess. But can I at least just go play the arena stuff as Peter? I would like to do that.
On the one hand, I get what you're saying, and that is annoying. On the other hand, because they made their playstyle so similar, I don't care. They were too similar, in my opinion.
Oh, and some people pointed out, like, it's weird that, like, Miles interacts with Black Cat, but Peter never does.
Yes.
They have all the history together.
I fucking hate that.
I agree with that.
Also, that was a Doctor Strange Easter egg, and then that goes nowhere.
My guess is maybe they're building towards something.
Yeah, like with Carnage, it's fucking nothing.
I think they might be trying to start like an Insomniac MCU or something.
Then we need like a Captain America or an Iron Man game next. Come on now.
Part of the leak was a potential X-Men game.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting Wolverine, so...
I would love to play a co-op X-Men game with you. That would be so much fun.
That would be fun. I don't know how I feel about that.
Nightcrawler in the game.
Well, yeah, they have
It is... I just finished all the farmsteads in the southern area, and it's 6:30. Do you think we should wrap it up there?
If you need to wrap it up, we can.
I'm fucking hungry, dude.
Okay. Then let me just catch up on all the chat.
Of course, catch up with the chat.
Any new messages I probably will not read, so this is where we're leaving it. Every time we come up with a new crime for our villain, we keep getting pissed off. You're good at writing bad people, then. You know it works when even the creators like ourselves are pissed off. Yep.
Yeah.
All I can say about MJ and Spider-Man 2 is that she is white Michelle Obama with that damn chin.
Oh, God.
That's an interesting comparison.
Interesting comparison you got there.
Thanks a lot, self-inserting writer.
Yeah.
Would you have been cool if she gained control of Scream and you get to see her running around helping with the women's...
Actually, yeah, if you wanted to somehow give her control of Scream, then you can have your fucking MJ missions.
Yeah, that would have worked better, right? Yeah. Honestly, the Scream thing was nice, but again, take it or leave it. I'm going to head out. Okay, see you, Toko. Stupid fact, when you go to a movie theater, Miles will do the Black Panther pose, assuming to be an honor to Chadwick Boseman. Or maybe just because it's popular.
I think that's kind of cool, though.
But if you go to the same theater as Peter, he can't do it.
What, because he's white? That's stupid. They should both do it.
Maybe my theory in my head, and I'm just going to take it like this, is he didn't care as much for the Black Panther movie. They didn't connect with him like it did for Miles, because Miles is still in high school.
But we can all appreciate Chadwick Boseman.
Yes, we can. And we can all appreciate whoever I'm going to raid, if I am going to raid anybody. Thank you, everyone who dropped bits and followed and just joined the stream. Thanks for being here. Andrew, is there anything you want to say?
Hopefully I'll have that Fortnite video out within a couple of days, and when I get it out, please watch it, because if I'm gonna put myself through Fortnite content, I deserve a reward.
Well, that's what Andrew has to say, and I have to say thank you, all of you, for joining us here. Lurking is the best thing you can do, but if you want to chat, I'm always down to have a nice, fun conversation in the chat with you and Andrew about whatever we want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm
so
glad
thank you for being here. Go check out his channel, my channel. He's the Mythology Guy. I am ZAGARD, Zagard. We will see you all next time. Stay safe, stay smart, stay healthy, and most importantly, be thankful for everything and everyone in your life. And remember, don't believe in yourself. Believe in me, who believes in you. Bye-bye, chat.